All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the Raj and Rich Show.
I'm Raj.
And I'm Rich.
He wishes.
And Raj is back.
I am.
He's on the show.
Yes.
All right, so there we go. The freaking camera's way the hell over there now.
I know, it's weird.
It is. This whole setup is weird.
The whole setup is weird. We don't have our table. We don't have our stools. We don't have anything like that.
No,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, no. We now have a little table. And we have chairs.
We do.
We have chairs.
Hey, at least we upgraded one thing, but we downgraded another. Right?
Yeah. See, there you go. So,
hey, you gotta take 2 steps forward. One step forward, 2 steps back. Right?
Yeah. So
that's usually how it goes.
We lost the table. We're a little more condensed now with what we get to do.
Just a little bit.
But hey, and it does look weird because we're looking up now instead of like straight at. So it's like, hey, up there. All right. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Once again to the Raj and Rich show.
This is the 20th stream.
The 20th stream of it, and hey, look, Goldcrest is checking us out.
Hi, Jake.
So, and Bacon's there. There's Kill Mill.
Yeah.
And Kill Mill, of course, putting up the YouTube link for us.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Ben. Great job.
Because you know that the YouTube link will not, or the Facebook Live will not stay up
for that long.
So, yeah, because my phone will die. So there we go.
At some point.
So, folks, on today's docket, we are gonna talk about Amtgard.
You just fucking call it a docket.
Yeah, we did.
He called it a docket.
Okay, so on the schedule of discussions.
There you go. That's a lot better.
We are going to be talking about HFS today.
Oh, HFS.
We are going to talk about KCG and the recent ban.
Oh, really?
Yes, we're also going to cover Spring War.
Uh-huh.
And we're also going to cover a possibility there will be a new park in Mississippi.
Oh, is that so?
Yes, there very well be.
Wow.
So yeah, because everybody was expecting a Florida thing. Well, it's changed.
Yes,
it has changed.
It has changed.
So to update you guys on following what is going on with us and what is going to go on,
what's going on with him?
What's going on with me as well is this week my boss changed his mind, and now it's Mississippi.
He's going to Mississippi.
Yes, Gulfport.
Gulfport, Mississippi.
And there is not an Amtgard park near there.
Yeah, it's like, what, 3.5, 4 hours to
almost
the closest park?
Yeah, because there's one that's like 2 hours away, but it says they meet like every other Saturday, and then they were like, and you have to call to make sure we're even going to be having practice. Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I ain't gonna fucking call. I'm just gonna start another fucking park, okay? I've done it before.
Oh, that is the Amish way.
Yeah, I've done it before. I've started, I don't know how many parks. Now I think I'm at 7.
6.
7. There was 7, but the North Carolina one shut down.
Yeah.
It did not take off. I mean, getting protested against by the church.
That would do it.
That puts a hinder to your operation. So
that would do it.
I know, and everybody's like, "Oh, I thought you were going to go to Florida." Yeah, well, no. Unfortunately, the boss changed his mind, and
well, I know that there was one person who was looking forward to me moving to Florida, and I haven't broken the news to that person yet.
Yeah,
I kind of don't want to.
Yeah,
just because, well, I don't give a shit.
No, okay. Well, so there you go. Yeah. So folks. There may be.
Bacon said we dodged that bullet.
Yeah, there's so there's going to be a new park in Mississippi. Give me about I don't know, a month. Maybe a month, and I'll start putting together a park in Mississippi.
Yes. In
southern Mississippi, and I know there's a park in northern Mississippi. I know there's a park over in New Orleans.
Dirty Northerners.
I know that there was. I know, but then the next closest park to us literally is New Orleans. Which actually
hour and a half away.
No, actually it's north of New Orleans.
Okay, so that'd be about 2 hours.
Okay, and then the next park is in Florida. Over in the Panhandle. Yeah. So it's kind of one of those deals like I don't really want to drive 2-3 hours to go to freaking practice and then drive 2-3 hours back.
That would do it.
6-hour round trip to go fight for an hour or two.
Yeah.
No.
So a bunch of douchebags. Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to say they're douchebags. I haven't met these people. I can't say that.
Well, you got to assume that everybody's a douchebag.
No, I'm not going to say that because I haven't met any of the people around that area, so I can't say that they're douchebags.
That's what I'm saying.
I could be the biggest douchebag and showing up and screw up the whole balance.
Well, what I'm saying is assume that everybody is a douchebag, and then when you go meet them, you're like, oh, hey, you actually aren't a douchebag. You're pretty cool.
Oh, okay. So set my bar low so my expectations are high. Or so my end result is high.
Exactly.
Okay.
There you go.
I got you. I'm tracking you now.
Okay, so you're picking up what I'm putting down?
Yeah, I am. All right. So anyway, folks.
Charlotte, you will not see me at Spring War.
No.
No.
You will see me at Spring War.
You will see him at Spring War.
I am the co-feastocrat.
You will not see me because I was banned from the game.
You were not. Well, you were, but you're not.
Yes.
You're allowed back in.
I am allowed back in, but I am no longer.
You were kicked out for like 2 weeks.
It was actually like 3 days.
Was it 3 days?
It was like 3 days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but no,
What's going on, Brock?
I quit the game, so I'm no longer in the game.
Yeah.
I'm not needed
Bacon
in the game.
backs it up 3 days.
Thank you.
You know, Bacon and Kill Mill make sure that we are accurate.
Yeah. Not needed, wanted, or seen in the game, so I backed out.
Yeah. So, but I will definitely be at Spring War, like I said.
You will be at Spring War.
I'm the co-feastocrat, so of course I'm going to be there.
Yes.
All right, so now let's talk about, so we got that out of the way. Let's go ahead and talk about HFS.
This HFS breakdown. This shit is going fucking stupid.
Okay, well, it stopped for right now, but let's talk about what happened.
For right now.
Okay. Now, the thing is, okay, I've not gone to HFF, so I'm supposed to go today, but unfortunately, Friday at work, I had a mishap at work. I ended up having a bunch of half or full kegs fall on me in the back of my truck.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yes.
When I got home at like 1:30 in the morning, you were passed out.
Yeah, I mean, I was hurting. But anyway, so I didn't get a chance to really go or do much. So here's the thing. Looking at some of the people that were being counterproductive in that argument, okay, and a lot of them kept bringing up this whole issue of, you know, we shouldn't let the hatred of murky waters leak into our organization and everything else. But then when I looked at some of the membership, some, not all, some, okay, some of them were around when I was here 17 years ago. They were asshats then, okay. Nothing's changed in 17 years. So when you take a large group of individuals out of an organization that caused issues, and you put them in another organization, and then you have a couple people in that organization that are good, solid people.
Yeah.
Okay, like you take Sheldon and Shelly and Brian. Okay. Those three right there, great people. Okay.
Yes.
And then you've also got Ollie over there, good people. Ollie has a tendency to fly off the handle from time to time, but it's not a bad fly off the handle. It's comical. Okay? But then you take a whole bunch of people around that that are bad, and eventually something's going to happen. And that's exactly what happened.
Don't tell me Skywise is a part of this, isn't he?
Okay, Skywise got mad, okay, because here's the deal. They let everybody at Amtgard know they could go with the exception of one person. Okay, with the exception of one person. Okay. Armand's still not allowed to go. Okay. All right. Armand is not exactly butthurt over this.
I don't think he gives a shit anyway.
I don't even think he knows. Okay. So, but anyway.
If he did, he'd probably be like, oh, cool, whatever.
Okay, so anyway. So, when it got out, Distant is, we'll just call it Skywise's nemesis. Or Nemesis is Distance, or Skywise's nemesis, or Distance nemesis. Okay.
The bane of his existence.
So, Distant is the superhero, Skywise is the villain. Or it's the other way around. One of the or.
Ronan says because he's a bitch.
So anyway, right? So, he marked that he was interested in the event. Okay. Well, then Skywise saw this and got upset. He's like, well, how in the world is he able to come out? You know, and we're trying to heal the bridge after everything that happened. Okay? And then he threw a temper tantrum online. I couldn't see it because I'm blocked. He blocked me. But somebody else read me the post. It was bad. It was absolutely atrocious. And it's a public page. Or it was, well, it's a join up page, but still, all these people bringing in new people, and this is what they see, a guy who's a knight acting like that. Okay.
That would be some cause for alarm.
Well, then they turned around and said, okay, well, fine, then Distant is no longer allowed to go. Well, the problem is that doesn't meet with the rules.
Yeah.
In order to ban a person from HFS, my understanding of it, is they have to have an all thing in order to do it. They can't just up and ban a player. Now, I'm pretty sure in an emergency situation, if they have somebody on site that's done something horrible, yes, the monarchy can act, but I'm pretty sure the populace still has to back it up.
Yeah.
Well, they weren't allowed. They weren't allowed to just arbitrarily ban a person.
Okay.
So Sheldon immediately was like, "Look, this is not right. You can't do this." And then they fired back at Sheldon and said and told him, "Yeah, we can, and we fucking did it. Get the fuck over yourself." Is basically what happened. And Sheldon's like, I call for y'all's removal immediately." And well, I believe he's a knight in HFS, Ronan. I believe he is a knight in HFS.
He is a knight in HFS, as far as I've heard. As far as I've heard.
So he's not a knight in Amtgard anymore.
But apparently they'll throw knightheads in HFS like it's fucking candy or something.
Some do, some don't. Some do, some don't.
I guess it's whoever's dick you're fucking sucking.
I've got no experience in HFS, so I can't speak to a matter of, on-site acknowledgement. The rumors I've heard.
Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, Seamus, responding to your comment about me needing more booze. Well, I'm sorry, Fister needing more booze. Fister is dead. He no longer exists.
Yes, he does. He's right there.
No, I'm Raj.
Well, yeah.
I'm Raj. Fister is no more because Fister is no longer in the game.
One day we will resurrect Raj.
Raj is right here.
One day we'll resurrect Fister. I've not given up.
That's
I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up.
Nope. I'm not wanted around.
I get my sainthood if I get you back.
Oh,
because I keep trying to find a way to get my sainthood because I've done every miracle you could think of, and still no sainthood.
And Bacon, yes, that picture behind us on the wall is fucking awesome. Jim Belushi from 1942.
Yes. But anyhow, so
Skywise, it went HFS shit.
It went fucking nuclear, and they started calling for people's heads, and they went back and forth and back and forth. Of course, for me, it's really odd to read this because I became a member on the HFS site, and I was actually going to go if I didn't hurt myself. Okay, and I wanted to go see it because I kept getting invited to it, and like I said, it's which one is that? Is that Radar?
That is Radar.
David Ogden.
Yeah.
Steers? That was Radar?
Charles Mackin. Fuck his name. He's the one that had the bald head.
Hold on, folks. I'm just getting this.
He was Major Chuck.
Oh, he was Major Charles Winchester.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh, okay. So we'll cover that when we get to the mundane side. Okay.
Sorry.
Ben, there is no resurrecting and reprogramming of Fister because Fister is gone.
Okay. So anyway, as we were. Okay. So it blew up and it got stupid. Thank you. It blew up and it got really stupid and people calling each other idiots and all kinds of colorful shit and then it's just if you take that many people that were not really liked because of their toxicity in an organization and you shut up and you create another organization with said people.
Well,
because everything I've read about HFS is it's Amtgard 2.0. We took half of V5 and half of V6 and we created an organization. Okay. Which, don't get me wrong, I like the idea because V6 is my favorite rule book. Okay.
That's definitely Harley's baby.
So don't get me wrong. V6 is my favorite rule book. So I think if I could actually get out to HFS, maybe I would enjoy it because it takes me back to a rule book that
It's nostalgia.
Yeah.
It's nostalgia.
It's like going through a museum, except now I'm part of the fucking exhibit,
Granted,
even though I'm that old.
When I did play Amtgard, I started in V7.7.
Yeah.
And then going into, the whole playtesting of V8 and, actually seeing it into fruition, the whole WLS.
Ronan says it's trash.
It is trash.
Okay.
Yes, HFS is on V6 with a twist.
Yeah. But so, but if you take the toxic players and you put them in one spot, you're just going to have toxicity.
Yeah.
And it's eventually going to happen. And a lot of people were waiting for this to happen. A lot of people were like, they saw certain members that were in that organization, and they were just waiting. It's like, this is a freaking powder keg, you know, waiting to go off. It was just missing a spark.
It's like the fucking Belarusian powder keg from fucking World War One.
Yeah, it's just waiting for the wind to blow the wrong direction, and poof, you've got a bomb. And it's pretty much what happened. So where they go from here, I have no idea, because it was pretty explosive. I don't know how the event went today. I haven't talked to anybody, but I don't know how it's gonna go.
Well, from what I was hearing was that because these guys meet up in Cove.
Yes.
And from what I was hearing,
hey Chris,
is that you have these people who are going and they're pissed off with how everything is going, so they want to start a new chapter. But they're taking all the toxic players for this new chapter, and then people are starting to backlash against each other. And they're like, well, you're fucking stupid. Well, you're fucking stupid. Well, you're a fucking poop head. Well, you're a fucking dick face. Let's fucking throw blows. You know? Stop doing stupid shit.
Yeah, pretty much. So
is that better?
Yeah. So you know, I don't know how it's gonna go. I don't know where it's gonna go. I couldn't tell you. You just have to tune in and wait.
It's just funny watching the world burn. Yes, HFSBS.
So okay. So now let's move on to another issue.
Another issue. Okay. Apparently, the Kingdom of the Crystal Groves is at it again, motherfuckers.
Okay, so here's the deal. All right, so the Kingdom of Crystal Groves.
Brian said that the HFS event has been great, and it's still
going on. There you go.
So that means that shit has not broken down, and people haven't been shot yet.
I think shot's a bit extreme.
Well, I am a very extreme person.
If somebody does shoot somebody, though, can you at least do it with a black powder rifle? Because I want to hear the I want to hear the liberals try to ban black powder rifles.
Fuck that. I am going to. If I'm ever going to shoot somebody at an event like that, I'm going to get an actual fucking muzzle-loaded cannon.
There you go.
Like a fucking pirate ship.
And then we can put comprehensive cannon reform on the government documentation.
There you go. Tally ho, motherfuckers.
Right? It'll be awesome. You know, but still. But anyway, so Kingdom of Crystal Groves, the reason why I want to talk about this, okay? The Kingdom of Crystal Groves banned a player that I actually removed his ban to let him back in, because when I investigated the details of what his removal was and found out it was all revolving around Darva, and Darva's bullshit, you know, I was like, this is no good. This is no dice. So you come back, you come back, your guys come back, and everything's cool. Well, it wasn't a very well liked decision. Okay. But even if I don't like you, okay, I'm not gonna let you do time for something that obviously was mishandled and you were not guilty of what they said.
Yeah.
Now they've turned around. The kingdom has banned him again. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, what disturbs me about this ban?
Hold on. Let me take a wild guess. Let me take a wild guess as to how the ban happened.
Okay.
Don't tell me that the BOD had something to do with this.
Yes. That's how it's written on their page.
So the BOD had something to do with this, even though the BOD has been completely removed from the game itself as its own separate entity.
Yes. Now, if Goldcrest is still watching and wants to correct me on that, he can. But last time I knew, the BOD of the Kingdom of Crystal Groves was not a member of the Kingdom of Crystal Groves. It was its own separate entity.
As
governing the mundane side of that organization.
As per their Kapora and the BOD charter.
Yes. Okay, so they decided to remove the membership. Let me try to repeat that for you slowly. They have decided to remove the membership of a player. So I'm guessing they're trying to be official. Try to sound official. But now they have decided that now their board of directors can just up and remove the membership of anybody in its kingdom it chooses. They didn't even say why. They didn't even say what the violation was. Except for the fact that they determined that his presence in the organization would be detrimental. So they have decided to remove his membership.
So they're
does that mean he doesn't get to wear the members only jacket now?
Oh, that's...
Is that what that means?
I want a members only, Jack. I want to be part of the Cool Kids Club.
Because it sounds... Let me just be honest. In my 21 years of playing Amtgard, that is the most retarded fucking thing I have ever read. We have decided to remove a membership? What? And it's the BOD.
Are they...
The BOD... So the BOD can just arbitrarily go in and remove people at fucking will now.
The last time I checked, the BOD...
Did he break the fucking law? Did he violate anything mundane? Then how does your BOD have authorization to now suddenly remove fucking memberships?
When does the BOD supersede the rules of play?
In Crystal Groves, evidently it does. The ROP does not apply to them.
Because...
In the BOD.
Well, that's something that needs to be brought up to...
Even Ronan's agreeing with me on this one by the laughter.
That needs to be brought up to AIBOD.
Because now they could just arbitrarily up and remove membership.
Because you have a board of directors for...
I'm probably going to get my membership removed from Crystal Groves after this
I
podcast.
dare them to remove my membership, the membership of a non-member.
Yeah, I'm not a member of Crystal Groves anymore. I'm a member of Celestial Kingdom. I mean, but evidently they can just remove memberships at will.
Well, you know what? They can suck my tiny, hairy Indian dick.
But I just don't... As soon as I read it, because I knew it happened before it got posted. Okay? And I'm sitting here and I read the post, and it says, we at this time have determined to terminate his membership. Or eliminate his membership. That is the dumbest fucking thing I have ever heard.
Hey, KCG.
You make it sound like you guys are walking around with members only jackets and little cards, and y'all just snipe that shit from them.
I didn't know it was the writers.
Evidently.
Hey, KCG, stop doing stupid shit.
I mean, seriously, do you guys even proofread? Do you give this shit to somebody outside of your kingdom to look at first before you post this? You removed a membership, and you're a BOD. So evidently now, if you are in the Kingdom of Crystal Groves, you better start kissing your BOD's ass, because now they can just arbitrarily remove your membership. And the reason why I say arbitrarily, folks, is because there is no reason stated other than his overall, membership in their organization, they consider detrimental. Meaning, how you wrote it makes it sound like, well, he's not one of us, so fuck him.
It sounds...
That's exactly what it sounds like, is you just made a professional statement of he's not in a Cool Kids Club.
It sounds like the monarchy of KCG has no fucking balls when it comes to the people who are in power in the BOD.
But the BOD operates separately. So it doesn't matter whether or not the monarch has balls or not. The BOD just went ahead and did it on their own.
I like what Ben has to say. Welcome to the KCG. Here's your Jack and VIP card. Oh, wait, we don't like you. We're taking that shit back.
Get the fuck out. Because that's exactly what it sounds like. Anybody that's watching this show right now, go to the KCG Facebook page and read it. It seriously sounds like he's not one of us, so we kicked him the fuck out.
The host is telling you to do it.
You know. I mean, if you can open it up in a separate window, and while you're listening to us talk, just read the statement. There's nothing in there. There's not a COC. Okay? There's no COC mentions. All it says is he's a toxic player, but it doesn't say why.
God damn it, Ben. I don't think you're going to get a virus on your face.
So the whole thing is just sketchy. It's just way sketchy.
Well,
and then it says the BOD did it.
Well, for like the past 6 months, KCG has been really sketchy since we've been doing this show. It's almost like every other fucking episode that we've been doing, it's been something
they've kicked somebody out.
It's been something with fucking KCG going on this entire fucking time.
I swear to God, this monarchy has kicked out more people out of the organization in the last like 4 monarchies combined in all of Amtgard. Right. I think they're in the lead right now for most people ejected in a 1 year span.
Maybe if I talk shit to one of the BOD members, maybe they'll ban me there too. Oh wait, I already talked shit to them that one time.
So I mean, it's just, I don't understand what's going on. If there's anybody from KCG that's watching this, and you would like to shed light on this situation, now is your opportunity. Now is absolutely your opportunity to say, okay, this is why we did it. Because your Facebook post looks insanely ridiculous. Hey, Earl. Me and Earl played football together back in the day.
Look what Ben posted.
Gonna sound bad, but it's like a female army soldier. You don't know what you're gonna catch. Well, that's bad.
The KCG page.
I married it. My first wife was an army soldier there. Nothing against female soldiers, but I've seen enough medical reports. Well, I will say some of the women at Commo School were rather loose.
I mean, then again, the 13 tangos were pretty crazy.
Yeah, well, you know. But anyway, it's just like I said, if there's anybody watching from if there was no COC violation noted, that just means it's easier to take it back.
Can we send Crix in to attempt to disband KCG?
He was already there once.
Oh, we should send a Crix bomb.
While I was king. My night I got coronated, right?
Uh-huh.
A dude got pissed off, tried to stab either him or Bane, and then either him or Bane had to stop it. I don't remember which one. I don't remember which one off the top of my head, and Crix has corrected me on this before, which one was which. But Heather, you're watching. You're a member of the Crystal Groves. Can you please shed light on what the hell's going on? Because right now, your guys' board of directors has posted up on the page that they removed a membership.
Please tell us.
Can you please, by any means, explain to us what the hell happened?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
Okay. I mean, like I said, it just... Rowan's like, yeah, send a Crix bomb.
Raj approves for this one.
You know, I don't get it. The board of directors is now just removing memberships from the organization. Wait, they're using removing membership as a permaban. They're talking to each other.
Yeah, fuck it. Let them hash it out on their own.
You know,
we got other shit to talk about.
So you now have a board of directors in a kingdom that is arbitrarily removing memberships at their will.
Apparently, Lufa is talking to us. Everybody else is talking to each other.
Well, no, I didn't say that. We were talking about, you know...
Well, you know Marcy, what, Lufa?
Marcy and Killmill can discuss
We are talking to you too, Lufa.
That's right, we are.
Because you matter.
You do matter.
Yes.
All of you matter. Everybody's watching on Facebook and over on YouTube. Well, you all matter.
Well, Lufa is also one of our station. It's also our station manager, so he kind of matters to us.
And he didn't know. I'm pretty sure one of the reasons why he's not here is because we did not let anybody know we were doing this.
No, we didn't. This was spur of the moment because I'm actually feeling a little bit better.
He's in much better spirits today.
Just a little bit. It's just one of those things. Like last week was really fucking bad. I couldn't do the show whatsoever.
Yeah.
Should I go ahead and tell them what happened like in the middle of the fucking show?
I don't give a damn. I mean, let's finish the Amtgard side, and then we'll open up and let everybody know what in the hell has been going on.
Yeah. So okay. let's go ahead and finish this.
All right. So now the beacons of KCG call for aid, and we send the bringer of fire, and that would be Crix.
With his spear pokey.
With his
fucking tending to the dumpster fire.
Right. All right. So anyway, folks. By the way, in a week and a half.
This motherfucker right here is going to be at Camp Lone Star in LaGrange, Texas, for 5 days, and he's going to be cooking up some kick-ass fucking food for you guys.
Not just me.
Him and some other motherfuckers.
You know who the other one is.
Yeah, I know who the other one is, but
Go ahead, say it.
John Hampton.
Yes.
John Hampton.
Good cook.
Yeah,
he's a good cook.
He's a good cook. He works for a catering company. In fact, his catering company that he works for is actually catering the Saturday feast at Spring War.
Yes.
Because apparently they got a really fucking good deal on it. I've never had his company's cooking.
I'm not going to argue a good deal on food being pre-done, and all we got to do is serve it.
That honestly, that saves a lot of fucking time and fucking headache.
It does.
And I can tell you from experience, because I have cooked for major IK events. Shittily, I might add.
Whatever.
All I did was
Master Rose over here.
All I did was stand in the background, smoke, and talk shit the entire time. That's
He's
all I did.
lying. He is full of
Shut
shit.
up. Shut up. Anyways, moving on.
Don't believe that.
But, there's also a really good team that's working it. Smiley, he's in charge of all that for, Feast and all that stuff. And I know that he's got his shit in a fucking row. And he runs a really tight ship, so you know that he's going to produce fucking results.
Yep.
So, shout out to Smiley. Good job on you. You too, Plague. And whoever else is working kitchen staff. Because I know it's a really tough job.
Our Kingdom Regent.
Yeah, Kingdom Regent Brett. Or Grifter.
Grifter.
He's taking part in it too.
Yes.
Oh, there you go. You see, so it's pretty much all hands on. These are all people who have experience cooking.
I've done Spring War Feast before.
Mm-hmm.
It was many moons ago. It was like 19 years ago.
I've done Spring War Feast, a little bit here, a little bit there for the past 3 or 4 years, or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So it will be good. And guess what? The one thing that I wish I could take part in, and I'm going to try to sneak out at some point to take part in, is Sir Michael Hammer of God is going to be running the games.
Nice.
Sir Michael Hammer of God is running the games.
Now, I will say this. I've met Amtgard a couple of times while I was...
The multi-belted Sir Michael Hammer of God.
While I was in the game, I've met him a few times, and that guy is sweet as hell.
He is fucking wonderful people.
He cares so much about the game. He cares so much about the people. And he also liked my bread.
Yes.
He liked my bread. And
now, I wish Piper, who's watching now, I wish Piper was coming to Spring War and I could get her into the Feast crew. Because her cooking is absolutely phenomenal.
You do that.
I wish I could.
Oh.
I really wish I could.
One of those things.
But
okay.
I don't think Piper and Jenks are going to be coming to Spring War, so I'm... but I would love to have Piper, cooking. I would love to see her go let loose at a Spring War.
Yeah.
I think it would be amazing.
That'd be pretty cool.
But anyway, so we got M-Hog running it. We've got double knighting.
Mm-hmm.
We've got all kinds of stuff going on. We got beer pong.
Beer pong.
And I've seen the prizes for beer pong and the prizes.
They look pretty.
Oh, dude, they're
pretty swifty.
Fucking awesome.
They're pretty swifty.
Yes. And then we've got let's see, we've got what the carnival thing Friday night.
Oh.
In fact, Makushi is going to be bringing out Pyramid Head.
Oh, cool, with the stilts?
Yes.
With the stilts.
Yes.
Awesome.
And this time she's actually going to be able to do the wet blood.
Oh.
Because she's not indoors.
Yeah.
So I would, if you get anywhere close to Pyramid Head, be careful. Because your ass going to get bloody. Just saying. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be a great time. There's gonna be lots of fun being had, and it's in a week and a half. And it's at Camp Lone Star in LaGrange. It's not too late, folks. Get your...
pre-reg.
Piper says, I wish I could too. Thank you, your doll. Well, your food is amazing. But yeah, so if like I said, you still got time. Suddenly contract anthrax and call out sick from work for a week.
No.
And you could go.
Anthrax sucks.
It does.
You'll fucking die from that shit. Don't get anthrax.
I ended up in the ICU. So anyway, but yeah, so if you try and knock a Pyramid Head down, you'll probably get shouldered and kicked out. Yeah, that's true, because they will have security. They will have security with Pyramid Head, because that is not... I will say that is not a cheap outfit. It is very well done.
On top of that, Makushi will be on stilts, so it's going to be hard for her to move anyways.
Yes, and it's going to be and you've got varying terrain features.
Absolutely.
So it's one of those things that just when you're around it, it's going to be awesome.
So don't do stupid shit.
Yeah, don't do stupid shit. Okay, and every bit of Spring War is going to be fun. It's going to be a blast. We're going to have a great time.
Well, I'm sure you guys will have fun.
Yes. So, all right. So now that's it for Spring War.
That's it for Spring War.
I think we've covered just about everything we need to cover.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that, make sure you go to court Saturday night. It's definitely... a milestone in my career in this game is going to hit Saturday night.
Yes.
A milestone that has been a long road to get to. Okay? It's not the final point of that road, but it is the last step
to finishing.
And I'm moving to Mississippi, but that doesn't mean it's stopping. That means I got to create another Amtgard park, and I got to make that shit a kingdom, and and I got to go nuts with it.
Well,
so
I know that you'll do an amazing job, whatever it is that you do, because you don't half-ass anything; you full-ass everything.
Hell no, man! I live by the terms balls deep in everything. Period.
Yes.
So that is our Amtgard segment of this show. Like I said, once again, if there's anybody that is part of the KCG and would like to clarify why in the hell a board of directors can now arbitrarily remove memberships when it claims it's not a member of the it is not a member of the game itself, please feel free to clarify what's going on, because right now the way that post writes, I wouldn't want to be. I don't know anybody that would really want to be a member of your organization if you have a BOD that can run roughshod and just start eliminating memberships.
Yeah.
But that's what we got for Amtgard. Now let's move on to the mundane world, and moving on to the mundane world, let's get people up to speed on what's been going on and why we have not seen you on the show as much, because it's definitely health issues.
It definitely is health issues. Some of you know this, a lot of you don't, but I do have cancer. I've been fighting it since last July. As of January, after a bunch of shit went down, I've been getting fucked over by the VA again.
Which is no surprise. The VA sucks in this day and age.
The Austin VA was great, but the Temple VA is completely and total fucking utter shit.
Yeah.
So essentially, I've decided to stop treatment, and it's progressed.
Which I'm adamantly against.
Yes.
And I've gotten on your ass more than once about this.
And he has. And progressively, it's been tearing me apart, doing me worse, and there's been times where I could barely move. It's a struggle for me to get up, a struggle for me to do anything. In fact, last week, I actually ended up, what was this? I ended up losing control of my bladder, which was not fun.
While me and Miranda were on the show.
Yeah, while they were on the show last week, and I was station managing, ended up losing, complete bladder control, and just it was really embarrassing, really shitty, and
yes.
That's the reason why you saw Miranda step off to the side, grab a towel, and hand it off screen and everything like that, because
yeah.
I wasn't gonna fucking move because it's in the middle of a fucking show, and
you could have, and none of us would have said anything about it.
Oh yeah, of course, but I didn't even know it happened until after it already happened. But I went and got checked out. They gave me a hormone shot because apparently my body's not producing the hormones that's needed to help control that stuff. So, and that was Sunday or Monday that I went.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was
Monday.
It was Monday.
It was Monday because we did the show Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah, we did the show Sunday night.
Did the show Sunday? No, Tuesdays when I went and did it.
No, that's right, because we did the show Monday night.
Yeah, you did the show Monday night. And that happened. I went to work Tuesday. Got off work. Went to the ER.
Yeah.
Took care of that real quick,
mm-hmm.
and now I have control of my bladder again. Thank God.
Since that visit, and since they've done that, your mood has been better.
Well, then again, they dosed me up with a shit ton of fucking Demerol.
They did.
They really did. In fact, I've been still feeling it for the past 2 days.
Yeah, he's been comical.
It's starting to wear off. So I'm starting to hurt again, and it fucking sucks. But I was like, you know what? I'm actually feeling okay enough to actually do the show.
Yep.
Tonight, and I was like, yeah, you know what? Let's do this, because I even had to call out of work because I just could not go.
Yeah.
And it sucked because I love where I work.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a line cook at Pluckers in Killeen. And, oh man, it's great back there. We get to talk shit to each other all the fucking time.
Yeah. And the stories he tells me about over there seems like it's a great place to fucking work.
I got
for people like us that wear ass hats in general.
I got
we fit right in.
I got 75% of the waitresses and servers to believe that my name was Habib. And one of them actually came back and asked me for something and said, "Hey, can I get yada 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 Habib?" And the guy working next to me on the line, and he goes, "Are you fucking serious? Did you just call him fucking Habib? You're fucking racist." And the chick's face just glowed bright red because she felt so out of place, and she felt so
she didn't
bad.
know where to go with it.
She didn't know.
It's like being around like you have your friends, and then one of your friends is black, and they turn around and tell you, "Yeah, you could say the N-word," and you're that white person just has that awkward.
That's why you gotta have a black friend that says the word for you.
Do I? No, I don't want to, because
honestly, I do have a black friend. His name is Sean. His nickname is Goose. Yeah, we used to ride together and everything like that. And he allows me to call him my N-word.
Yeah.
But that's only when it's just me and him.
I don't use it simply because I just.
It
has nothing to do with my skin color. It's just, for me, I was always taught it's a derogatory fucking term.
The only time that I say it,
and I don't have any friends that match what I was made to understand the derogatory term meant.
The only time that I've ever said it is after he says it to me, and it's usually when we're gaming online, and it's like I'm at home in my room, and it's just him and I talking, and I'm like, okay, I'm safe. Wait, is there any people around me?
Right. Am I about to get my account suspended because I decided to say this?
I have to make sure nobody's peeking through my window.
Right, because that's the one time that a member of Antifa is hanging out, you know, in your creeping in your window, you know. But anyway, so that's what's going on, and you know, and I've tried telling you before, you know, everybody that watches this show on a regular basis, you know, sits and tells me that they want to know when you're going to be back on the air. They want to know when you're going to be back. They want to know when you're going to be back, and they keep asking for you, and you wouldn't believe me.
I still don't.
No, and the thing is, it just every time I do a show with somebody else, it's not the same. The two of us, we go back and forth with each other all the time. We really do, and it works.
And granted, you know, this was our brainchild.
It was back in October. You know, when I should have been doing my route, instead hanging out at your house, and we sat there in the backyard for what, 3 hours talking?
It was about two and a half hours.
I probably burned off. I left my truck runner. Probably ran off a good 7 gallons of diesel.
That would be great.
You know, so
that's what led us to R&R.
Yeah,
and it's been one hell of a journey so far.
Yeah, and we still got more journeys to go.
Yes.
And then we're going to be doing it from Mississippi. And the bad part about it is, here's one warning that we're going to have about that. We better hope we have a very quiet air conditioning system. Because if y'all think the humidity in Texas is bad, the humidity in Mississippi, especially where we're going to be living at Gulfport, which is right on the freaking Gulf of Mexico.
We're gonna be 20 minutes away from the beach, and it's gonna be fucking.
We're not even gonna be 20 minutes from the beach, bro.
It's gonna be like fucking.
We can get drunk and still stagger to the beach.
I am totally okay with this.
You know,
I mean, honestly, and it's funny because I was actually telling Rachel that when we moved there, you and I had to get a pair of rocking chairs so we can sit on the porch with a mason jar full of sweet tea. And then right at the sunset, just talking and bullshitting and smoking cigars and shit.
Yeah.
Talking bullshit. And honestly, you know, if things keep going the way that they do, you know, with my health and everything like that, I think that would be probably the great place.
Let's not.
Yeah.
Let's not.
Let's
not even go there.
So moving on.
Because I think things are going to change once we get out of this. Once we get you out of this environment and get you to a much more positive environment, I think things will be a lot better. So anyway, so let's move on with mundane. Let's move on with the mundane world and the shit that's going on out there.
Oh my God.
All right, so so this story broke today, folks. If you guys live under a rock,
get your asses out of it.
You missed this story, but it's been all over the news. Guy Went out in the front of the White House, in front of the fence, where a lot of people like to go take photographs of the White House. I've been there, I don't know, 40 times.
On the fence line of the northwest lawn of the White House.
Yes, which is where you can get some of those iconic shots of the White House, and I've, like I said, I've been there more times than I can count, because I grew up over in Delaware. I used to go over to DC all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, seen the White House. I mean, I've taken people that have never been there, and they're like, oh my God, it's the White House. And I'm kind of like, yeah, it's just a big white fucking building. You know, with a fence and guys that could shoot you from a mile and a half away on the rooftop. Okay. And a rocket launcher.
Yes.
So,
lots of rocket launchers.
you know, and well, in the case anybody decides they want to fly in there, you know, they'll bring it to a stop before you get close.
Yes, they can.
So anyway, the guy went out there for some unknown reason. He fired two shots off in the air.
2 shots.
And then turned around and stuck the gun under his chin and pulled the trigger and blew his brains out.
In a crowd of about 100 people.
Which is actually a rather low number for a Saturday.
Yeah.
But the weather has been shitty in DC.
The weather has been shitty. In fact, there was that, that storm that went through.
Yeah, and fucked up a lot of things.
Killed 6 people.
And they report that there was a drop. They dropped a tornado.
Yeah.
It's a winter storm.
Winter storm.
They dropped a tornado.
You got high winds, you had snow, and you had flooding.
Yeah.
That came, so it's triple.
So the fact that there was 100 people over 100 people out there, I mean, they were dedicated people.
Yeah, absolutely. So we don't even know what the reasoning behind this was. I guess the dude was like one of those millennials. It was all like, God, he's not my president. Fuck this Cheeto in office. I'm going to show him by blam.
Well, and the fact is, he picked a day where the president wasn't even in. Same thing happened when Obama was in office and when Clinton was in office, and I think even George Bush. Somebody went and did something stupid, tried to either infiltrate the White House. Well, yeah. I think it was during Bush's presidency or Obama's presidency, the dude actually got into the White House.
It was Bush.
During Bush's, but Bush wasn't there.
No.
Every time they do this shit, the president's not there. So what stunt are you trying to pull?
And you know,
it doesn't make any sense. Do it while the president's there.
Trump and the First Family was actually in Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, they did a big
fundraiser.
They did a big fundraiser in Florida today.
Yes.
You know, so they weren't even there.
They weren't.
Okay, so it makes me wonder. It's like, what the hell are you attempting? What are you attempting to do?
I guess they were trying to prove a point.
What?
Without proving a fucking point.
Yeah, because the vice president wasn't even in town.
It was probably one of those things where it seemed like a good idea in his fucking head.
Probably at the time, it's like, wow, I'll go blow my brains out in front of the White House, and the president will have to notice. He wasn't there.
Yeah.
Now, I'm pretty sure they did tell him while he was at Mar-a-Lago, saying, hey, by the way, we've had an incident at the White House. Guy fired 2 shots and then shot himself.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm pretty sure Donald Trump was probably like this. Did he die? Yeah. Well, that's one less idiot in the gene pool.
Well, I don't know if he said that.
I don't think he said that. I said that. I will say that. If I was president, somebody goes, what do you think about the guy who shot himself in front of the White House, Mr. President? I'm like, well, that's one less idiot in the gene pool.
Well, that is something that you would say on a regular basis.
Yes, because you will not find me very sympathetic to people who quit. I have bipolar and I have extreme depression. Extreme depression. And you know what? If I could suffer my ass through this life, so can you. Okay? Just saying. And there's no legitimate reason why why life sucks so bad that you got to walk in front of the White House to blow your brains out.
Well, why even in front of the fucking White House?
I mean, you could have done it at home. All you've really accomplished is you've cost us money.
Honestly, you know what? It would have been better if it was done at home. Because if you do, you got your fucking TV, you got your fucking internet. You can fucking do it in fucking comfort. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
Here's an interesting factoid about suicide, though. Did you know that suicide is the only thing that you can get a felony for, that if you succeed, they can't arrest you?
Yes.
It is an interesting factoid there for you. So if you actually succeed, it's a felony. But you can't get arrested for it.
Nope.
Okay. But, you know, yeah, so I don't know what the point is. I don't get it. The stupid stunts like, I'm going to blow my brains out in front of the White House. Good for you.
Speaking of shootings,
which unfortunately seems to
be a fucking hot topic now.
Well the problem is where, you know, the area in which this one happened.
Yeah. So
that whole section of the country seems to be basically the world's largest urban target range or shooting range.
It's ridiculous. So apparently this kid who's a student at the University of Michigan.
Yeah, okay,
Friday.
Ronan, I'll give you that. And he traumatized innocent people who went there on a vacation and went to go see the White House for the first time because they've never seen it in person. And here this deranged idiot fires 2 shots and then blows his brains out in front of everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll make the trip the most memorable trip to D.C. you've ever had. Not the way you wanted to do it. I would strongly prefer to be mugged in the subway like I have. That's a much more entertaining experience. Okay.
Yes.
But watching a guy blow his brains out in front of the White House, not on my list of while you're visiting D.C.
Make sure you go ahead and come to 12:30 showing. Dude puts bullet in head.
Yes. I mean, the mugging in the subway, though, that interesting experience.
Yeah, of course.
You know.
But then again, that's all prerogative.
And then, of course, every corner there's some guy trying to sell you DVDs that are rip-off DVDs.
That sounds like Afghanistan.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
They'll walk up with full booklets. Here, want to buy a DVD? No.
So apparently on
I
Friday.
illegally downloaded them myself. Thank you.
Right. So apparently on Friday, this kid who is a student at the University
Which I
of
don't, and
Michigan,
I don't advocate anybody break federal law.
Thursday, he was visited twice by campus police.
Yes, this is the one where obviously something was going on with this kid.
Yeah. So apparently this kid on Thursday night was visited by campus police twice.
Yes.
Because he was acting very strangely. So the campus police on the second attempt went ahead and took him to the hospital because they felt that the way that he was acting was possibly having a bad reaction to drugs.
There was something seriously going on.
There was something up. So they went ahead. So his parents came down to pick him up, pulled him out from the hospital, and they were picking him up for spring break anyway.
Yeah, as you know, most colleges are going to be out for spring break for the next week and a half, 2 weeks.
Yeah. So they go to his dorm, to the hall where the dorms are at.
Mm-hmm.
They're upstairs. Kid goes to the vehicle, grabs a gun, which is apparently registered to the father.
Who is a part-time police officer in Chicago.
Chirac. So, goes up, kills both parents, and then takes off. Puts the university on lockdown for 16 hours while they're doing this manhunt. They finally find him earlier today. And now he's being tried. Apparently they put him in a facility. I believe that's what it is.
Right now he's currently being held in a facility awaiting psychiatric evaluation.
There you go.
Because of all the circumstances going on. Because here's what's happened. He obviously had an issue. Okay.
Had an issue.
First time he reported that somebody was trying to harm him. Law enforcement, they found the guy that he supposedly described and found out this guy wasn't trying to harm him.
Yeah.
Okay, so then the second time he reported again, but he was acting very, very badly.
Very suspicious.
Very suspicious. And where they found him was they found him in the dorm hallway with his bags. And he was just acting really weird. And so at that point, they went ahead and they took him into what we consider in the law enforcement world a protective custody, where we take you to get you evaluated because something is not right. You are not reacting like a reasonable person would react.
Yeah.
Okay, now that reasonable is a broad brush. Okay, so let's not get a discussion over what reasonable means. Okay. But we feel that your safety is now in jeopardy because something is obviously going on with you.
Imminent danger.
So basically what we're doing is it's a protective custody. We take you and get you evaluated. We go to a local medical facility and we say, okay, we need to find out what's going on with this guy. We feel like he's a danger to himself or other people.
Yes.
Okay. So they call his parents and they say, hey, look, here's the problem. You know, he's got some issues. Something is seriously wrong. And he's asking for you, which he was. He was asking for his parents.
Yes.
So his parents drive from Chicago. They come pick him up. They pick him up at the hospital, go over to the dorm. Instead of him going into the dorm, pretty much mom and dad was like, you wait here. We'll go get your stuff. You just chill out in the air conditioning or the heater, actually. The weather was horrible. Okay. And I'll explain why the heater in a minute. They go up to the dorm room. Well, dad, being a part-time police officer, carries. Probably, and the son knows this. Knows that dad's probably center console of the car or SUV. There's a firearm. Grabs dad's firearm. They said they saw it on video. Him going out of the parking lot into the dorm with a gun in his hand. Okay, how he made it to the dorm without people freaking the fuck out, I've yet to figure out. Especially with everything that's happened recently. Goes up to the dorm room where mom and dad are trying to get his bags. Shoots and kills them both. Drops the gun, doesn't even take the gun with him, and takes off. The reason why I say he was probably sitting in the car with the heater on is because they found him later on that afternoon, or later on that evening, suffering from hypothermia, from exposure, because he took off, found the railroad tracks, darted down railroad tracks. The reason why they found him as a railroad employee is the one who told law enforcement, hey, we saw him over here.
Yeah.
They went, they got him, they took him into custody. Of course, they're charging him because he's the only person that would be in the room with a gun, because they got the video to back it up that he had the gun. They're charging him with 2 counts of manslaughter.
Yes.
Okay. However, currently he is in a facility
for
psychiatric evaluation, and they're also doing toxicology tests on him to find out if this is drug related, or to find out if it's anything that's contributing to this act. And here's the reason here, and this is going to help him out in his defense. Okay, if he was under the influence, okay, of something, say he was given a prescription drug, an antipsychotic prescription drug,
and had a bad reaction
to it. They can get more likely and I'm not advocating for violence. I'm not advocating for what he did. I'm just stating, knowing the law like I do, that's going to give them a defense.
Yes.
Okay. It's going to give them a defense to say, look, he was put on this medication, and the thing is now, unfortunately, the psychiatrist or doctor that put him on a prescription is going to be partially liable, because there was evidently no follow-up or anything else. Now, these are all assumptions.
Yeah.
Now, he could have went and took some tabs of acid and tripped the fuck out.
Something.
Okay, or he could have gotten some shit that was badly laced, anything.
Fucking LSD and had a bad trip.
Or legitimately something's wrong upstairs and a switch clicked off and he just went mental.
A few sandwiches short of a picnic basket.
Or he's perfectly sane. He just did some drugs and decided that his inhibitions were no longer there and decided to take out his parents.
He probably took a huge dose of fuck it all.
It could be a whole bunch of different things, but unfortunately that's that's what, and the thing is and you look at the area this is in, we're talking about Michigan, okay? Michigan, Illinois, that whole area has just turned into the United States' largest shooting range, target range.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, shootings and everything else going like crazy. Everybody keeps talking about all these things that AR-15s have done, but if you actually look at the numbers, 9mm and 40 caliber handguns, semi-automatic handguns, have killed more people probably in the last 2 weeks than every mass shooting we've had in the last 7 years. Yeah. Okay, in this area of this country.
Now, speaking of mass shootings,
and a large amount of these are illegally obtained weapons.
Yeah.
This was not, but I digress.
Now, speaking of mass shootings, we all.
By the way, Ronan, I just want to give you a heads up. My phone is about to die.
And we're going to cut that feed anyway.
Yeah, and the link to YouTube was posted up there. If you continue to watch in there, get over onto the YouTube page. If you don't see the link or can't access the link, all you'd have to do is go to YouTube and type Raj, R-A-J, and Rich. No, you're not the only one.
Now there's 4 others.
And then go ahead and click. See, there you go. Kill Mill just went ahead and popped up the link for you again. Click on that and go over, because I have to turn the Facebook page off before my phone completely dies. So, all right. So, yeah, my job wants to move people from here to Washington and Bloomington. I was like, fuck that. Yeah, I don't blame you. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and shut this down here over on Facebook land. Folks, go over to the Raj and Rich Show. The link is in the comment feed, so we'll see you there. All right, so there goes that. So
speaking of mass shootings, so we all know that last week or the week before was.
It's been 2 weeks now.
2 weeks now was the Parkland shooting in the high school over there, or middle school, high school. So with that, what's crazy is that there's this mother. Her name is Celia Randolph.
Now none of y'all know who that is.
None of y'all know who that is.
But you're about to find
out.
You're
about to. And honestly, I think that this is probably one of the saddest things that I've seen when it comes to school shootings.
Yes.
It's the fact that she's had to live through 2 of them with 2 of her kids.
Yes.
It was 12 years ago that Columbine happened, right?
It was longer than 12 years ago. I was still living in Texas, Fort Hood.
Something like
Because
that.
I think we're coming. If we haven't already hit it, we're coming up on the 20th anniversary of it.
So at the time,
I don't know, Kill Mill or Bacon. Check that out.
yeah. So at the time of Columbine, her then 14-year-old daughter was there when the shooting happened.
Yes, she was in Columbine High School in Colorado
When the shooting
happened. She survived. She survived.
So they went ahead and moved. Now, X amount of years later, we get to 2 weeks ago, and her son is a junior over at this high school that just recently got shot up in Florida. And next thing you know, her daughter sends her a text saying, "Hey, you're not in Parkland, Florida, are you?" Mother goes, "Yes, I am. What's going on?"
April 20th, 1999, coming up on the 19th anniversary.
Yeah. So,
I'll never forget that day, and I'll explain why in a minute.
Yeah. So, Hitler's birthday.
No.
Well, that's what for. Yeah. That's the. Yeah. Anyways, moving on. So, come to find out that both of her kids have both been in a school shooting.
I'm going to tell you right now, if my kid goes to a school and I find out this lady's got a kid in that school, I'm withdrawing my kid and either going to a different school district or I am homeschooling him.
Right.
All jokes aside, it's got to be bad enough to live through it once. Okay?
Going through it twice.
Having a kid in the school and have a shooting happening. Just what you have to go through waiting to find out if your kid's okay.
Yeah.
But then a second time. I don't know how you made it. I don't know how she made it through without becoming a nutcase. Now, the reason why I say I'll never forget Columbine, and it's not a bad thing. Yeah, it is. It's got to be mentally destroying.
Absolutely.
I suffered from really bad sleep apnea, and I sleepwalk horribly. Horrific nightmares. Still have them. Okay. Well, they did surgery on me. They ripped out my uvula and cut out my tonsils and ripped open my throat and opened it even wider.
You have no uvula? Oh my God, the man has no uvula.
I have no uvula. And so anyway, this was my second day home. And I had cable. And I was stationed here at Fort Hood. And so I'm sitting there, and of course I woke up. My wife Bernie, she had to go to work. She was in 1st Cavalry Division, 27th MSB. Okay. So she took the van, went to work. I had no ride, so I couldn't go anywhere. And I was so drugged up when I got home. Like, I didn't care. I made it to the couch. I could crawl to the bathroom and back to the couch. So I'm sitting there watching TV, and I watch headline news. Mm-hmm. And this was back when Robin Meade first started with headline news.
Okay.
Back before, like, her boobs got bigger.
Okay.
So
of course,
I still have I have a crush on Robin Meade. I really do. Robin Meade's fucking hot. Okay. And so I'm sitting there and I'm drugged up and I'm on the couch and I'm watching the news. And then all of a sudden it just breaks across there that there's an incident happening at Columbine. And I'm like, Columbine High School. I was like, okay, what's going on? And then they start showing, and then it's not long. I think it's like 5 minutes after news broke, they started showing footage from a helicopter that was actually near the area doing some kind of traffic report or something. Was only like a quarter mile away. Flew over, and you see the kids all running and kids coming out of the building. And then you saw that one shot, the one shot that's always out there where the kid's bloody in the second story, and they pull him out the window on the roof of the ambulance right under the windows. And I'm just sitting there watching this, and it was shocking because we had school shootings prior to that, but nothing quite to that level.
Yeah.
And that opened the door to what we are going through now, because I'm sorry, but I still think media has a big part to play in the blame game.
It's a huge proponent.
Because when these kids do this, they become instantly famous. These two will be remembered forever. Okay? And other kids who go through, and don't get me wrong, these two were treated very poorly. Mm-hmm. Okay? And I put a post on my Facebook page not too long ago about you realize a lot of these kids that do this were the ones that were bullied and beat up and spit on and everything else, and everybody was asshats to them. Okay, now some weren't. Some were just asshats in general, and okay, but
they had that douche gene.
Okay, but you know, when you look at a lot of these mass shootings in schools, this is what it is, and now, well, with the media being 24/7 and instant, okay, they instantly become famous. Whether they live or die, they will be remembered forever. So when you're a kid that has no aspirations of the future, you have no goal because you don't think you're going to live long enough to do anything.
Well, there's your outlet.
There's your outlet to become famous for the rest for all the world. As long as we still talk about historical events, I mean, come on, people still love talking about 9/11 as where were you when the towers fell. You know, we don't need to start singing the song. It's this depressing subject for me, period. But, you know, I know where I was. Virginia Tech Massacre. I was on vacation with my second wife. I took her back to her hometown, and we stayed in a hotel. I woke up before she did, because I wore her out. And I was making cigarettes, watching CNN when Virginia Tech happened. You know, so if it's a weekday and I got a day off, don't have me watch the news. Nothing will happen. Okay? Because evidently when I go on vacations and stuff like that, bad shit happens in the world.
Then stop going on vacations.
No, I don't want to stop going on vacations. I love vacations. But still. Okay, so I still think the media is partially to blame because they make these people fucking famous.
Yeah.
And that's where we're at on that. But let's move on. Let's move on. Let's get away from shootings.
Yes.
Let's get away from that shit. And let's talk about something that is going. When I was in high school, in sophomore year, I was locked down in school for 4 hours because a potential shooter stuck in a geometry class. Not a fun experience. Hell no, because how much fun can you have with geometry, you know, for 4 hours?
Right.
You'd only have so much fun with geometry for 4 hours. What are you doing? Oh.
Hey,
yeah.
we got a new subscriber.
We got a new subscriber.
Yay.
And we'll tell you why that's important later.
Yes, we will.
So, you know, you'd only have so much fun with geometry class. You know, before you just snap.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, 4 hours of geometry, I'd lose my mind. Okay.
Absolutely.
I hate math anyway.
Yes.
Can't stand it.
Well, I kind of enjoy math.
I mean, math's okay, but shift it back over. Stop blocking yourself out.
Well, I'm still in there.
I get that. All right, so
I'm just making sure that we still got.
So tell everybody, tell everybody, you tell everybody what's going on. I've got to get a refill.
Okay, so he's got to get a refill, and apparently I'm by myself now. And that's...
I'm still over here, you idiot.
Shh. Look at me. I'm the captain now.
Where the fuck is my... Oh, it's in.
So apparently, Trump is planning on enacting a new tariff plan on imported steel and aluminum. And that is actually a really huge thing that's going on, a huge debate between the pros and the cons about this. Because the pros
Had to get some sweet tea, I apologize.
Yeah, get some tea. Ain't nothing like some tea. Anyways, so the pros of, the whole tariff on imported steel and aluminum, planning on doing a 25% tariff on steel and 10% tariff on aluminum on imports.
Yes.
So the pro about this is the fact that it's going to boost production in the United States for United States made steel and aluminum.
Yes. Which is a good thing.
It is a good thing because it's going to end up increasing jobs. It's going to end up increasing, everything like that. Because Trump is trying to do, his Americans First plan.
Well, yeah, because when you look at why this is going on, and while we were eating dinner tonight, it flashed up on the screen, and it was the point that I already knew in my mind before they flashed it up on the screen. We have an $800 billion trade deficit.
600 million.
No, 800.
Yeah,
800 billion. 800 billion with a B. 800 billion
trade deficit.
Trade deficit, meaning we are spending more money
on
imports than we are making on stuff going out. And it's because shitty deals.
Yeah.
I mean, when you really look at the deals that are out there on the table, if you ever really want to get bored, say you got diarrhea one day and you've got nothing to do but sit in a can all day, go to the .gov website and look at some of these deals that we have for trade. It's asinine. It is absolutely asinine how we're still existing as a country with the way these deals are set up.
Yeah.
And obviously you can tell, members of government, not businessmen.
No, not at all.
Whatsoever. Because they would never go for this shit.
It's all about how they can make the most money while spending the least.
And it's insane. It's absolutely asinine, some of these trade deals, and the European Union is pissed off at us now.
Yes.
But they don't realize is we've been basically giving them shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but what do we produce to export? We're a service economy now, and we import all our shit overseas.
Well,
not true, because
not
we
true.
do export petroleum. Okay, we do export steel. We do export
Aluminum.
We do export aluminum. We do export nickel. We export a bunch of raw materials.
Yes.
Okay, so we do export a lot of stuff, but what we pay for inbound is way more than what they're paying for ours.
Yes.
For every $1 import, okay, let's just do the numbers here. For every $1 we pay for an import, we're only getting paid 0.8 of a cent
For our export.
for the export.
Do
Okay,
the math.
so do the math. That's not even a penny to the dollar that we're sending out. We're getting less than a penny back.
0.8 is 4/5.
Okay, but it's still less than a penny. It's not a
Yeah.
whole.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're getting less than a penny back for the dollar we're sending out.
See, math does help.
Okay, so we're losing in all of these deals, and all he's trying to do is say, no, we're bringing this back to level. Okay, if you're going to charge us, we're going to charge you. Or we can do free trade. Those are your two options. We send out X amount of petroleum, you send back X amount of steel.
Yes.
So forth and so forth. Because that's what a true free trade agreement is. We trade equal amounts of goods and services back and forth.
And the biggest argument from big companies like Anheuser-Busch,
Yes.
Coors Mountain, Boeing, and a bunch of other huge fucking companies where they make their living off of steel and aluminum.
Yes.
The thing is, they've been getting all their stuff imported because it's a lot cheaper than getting it home side.
Yes.
Now, what they're saying is that with the tariffs on those, that means that the people who are wholesaling here in the U.S. with the U.S.-made stuff can go ahead and hike the prices to match that the tariffs, and they're going to be forced to pay that, so it's going to end up making them lay off people, and it's going to slow down production and yada, yada, yada.
Of course there's going to be pushback because they're going to have to pay more money.
Exactly. That's the biggest thing.
But here's the problem. Here's the problem with all their scenarios, okay? Because I'll guarantee you this. Okay, if Coors Brewing Company, which my family's been associated with Coors Brewing Company my entire life.
Yeah.
Okay, if Coors Brewing Company now has to pay an additional 87 cents per keg to be produced, okay, guess what they're going to do? Coors is not going to eat that cost. They're going to charge you at $1 additional for that keg. So in turn, they're going to get charged 83 cents more for the keg. They're going to charge you an additional $1 for the keg over top of the normal cost. Mm-hmm. So guess what? They just took that deficit of having to pay more and they turned it into a profit. And that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to do that every single time. It doesn't matter who they are, because that's how they offset cost.
Exactly.
Is they have to now sell it for more than they paid for. They have to sell higher than what the increase is. So they even make a larger profit.
And us being Americans and as stupid as we are when it comes to consumerism, of course we're going to fucking pay it because we enjoy it.
You know, and that's where we're at on this. And that's what's going to happen. Is, yeah, the cost of the cake may go up 85 cents, but I'll guarantee, of course, is going to raise the cost $1.
Yeah.
You know, so they're still going to pull 15 cents of profit outside of what they just got an increase on. So they're going to increase their profit on that keg by another 15 cents. And you know what? We do not import glass bottles.
We make that shit ourselves.
Well, okay, I take that back. That is not entirely true. Okay, the African companies that own like Genesee Cream Ale and all them import their bottles from overseas. However, Coors, Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch, Coors, and Miller all get their bottles from a producer here in the United States.
Yes.
Okay, that's another reason why your glass bottles cost way more than your cans.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because the bottles cost more.
Yes.
Okay, but the company like Pabst Blue Ribbon and all them, they're owned by like Kenyans or something like that.
Something.
Okay, so anyway, they import their bottles. Okay, the three big companies in the United States, which is Miller Brewing Company, Anheuser-Busch, and Coors, they get their bottles from here in the United States.
Yeah.
So
now, speaking of profits, we got this huge thing that came across about North Korea again.
Yes, North Korea. We found another way that North Korea, because here, let me break, because yes, I do listen to a person who is ultra conservative because he does break things down to where you can understand it. Okay? Understand the scope of North Korea. Okay? The state of Texas's economy is 4 times the size of North Korea's economy.
Yes.
Okay? 4 times North Korea's economy. Okay? North Korea has a $14.5 million, or a 14, something like $4 billion economy or something, national economy.
Something like that.
Okay, the state of Texas has a $7.5 billion, or no, it's 4 times. So it's 4, 8, 12. Okay, so Texas has close to a $16 billion economy because of the oil. Yes. Okay, because of the oil. Let's not lie. It's the oil that comes out of the state. Okay, so here's the thing. So here's the deal on this. Okay, all right. So they don't have a lot of money.
No,
they don't. And you know that they've been doing their missile program and everything else. And we all know the missile. Me and you, we're space nuts. Missiles, they're not cheap.
No.
Missiles that go into outer space and come back, they're not cheap.
No.
Okay.
No, they're not.
Okay, and when you have a $4 billion economy, one missile can break your economy. So, of course, everybody's been putting all these sanctions on Korea, trying to shut them down.
North Korea, not South
North Korea. Not South Korea. North Korea. Well,
they keep finding ways to go ahead and get around these sanctions. I know that probably a month or a month and a half ago, we talked about North Korea and they were caught with fishing trawlers.
Yes.
In Africa. Well,
that's how they were getting what? Just money.
Yeah, straight money.
Yeah.
Now, going back to Africa and North Korea. So apparently North Korea has put Egypt in hot water with the UN. Because Egypt and North Korea have been buddies since the 70s.
Yes.
During, the Israeli conflict.
Yes.
So apparently what the North Koreans have been doing, using their embassy in Egypt, they've been using their embassy there to go ahead and sell military weaponry.
Yep.
They actually got caught, and the news described it as a rusty tanker.
Mm-hmm.
A rusty cargo ship with containers. Opened up the containers and they found about $26 million worth of RPGs.
Just RPGs.
Just RPGs.
That wasn't a lot.
That the North Koreans,
those things are rather expensive.
That the North Koreans were sending from North Korea to Egypt to sell it to the government.
My God, you think about it, if you win the lottery, all you gotta do is call the North Koreans.
Yeah.
Y'all need money.
They'll do anything for $1.
I got money. My money is worth way more than your money. I would love. You know what?
They're over there turning tricks.
If I win the lottery, I'm getting me a goddamn submarine. Because I'm just gonna contact the North Korea and say, hey, I got $10 million here. I want a fucking submarine that's fully operational.
They'll be like, all right, we'll turn a trick.
Yeah, 'cause I'm pretty sure I could get me a submarine. Not know where in the hell I'm going to go get it and then put it, because I'm pretty sure they notice in Lake Travis if I had a fucking submarine.
How the fuck would you put it in Lake Travis?
Helicopter. Get a couple helicopters and just drop it.
Oh, God. I bet you can fucking order some Bell Hueys from them too.
I bet you could.
Or some fucking.
I'm pretty
Heinz.
sure.
You can get some Heinz from them.
I'm pretty sure if I showed up in North Korea with $20 million in cash and said I want a submarine, they'd find a way to get it wherever I need it.
Yeah, they would.
Because obviously they can get shit from to other places in the world. Nobody fucking knows they're doing it.
Yes, they can.
You know, I'll just tell people. People are like, "Well, what's up with the damn submarine?" I'm like, "A museum. I got it. It's a museum piece. We're gonna put it in Lake Travis."
Even though it's fully operational.
Even that would be a horrible place to put a submarine
with nuclear capabilities.
No, you're not going to get a nuclear submarine. I'm talking about. I just want an old diesel sub. Those things are awesome.
Yeah, they are.
You know, those things are badass, and you can technically still buy one from the Russians.
That reminds me of what was it?
Because Russia seized all the Nazi U-boats.
Yeah.
That were still operational, and they are still a bunch of them that they have that they sell.
What was it? That whole diesel submarine reminds me of Periscope Down.
Right?
Yes.
I love that movie. That movie's great.
It's fucking great.
But yeah, so anyway, they found this shit in Egypt, and they go into Egypt, and they found out that the Egyptians are paying for this shit, and so they're helping supplement the Korean economy, and now everybody's pissed off at the Egyptians. You know,
that's fucking great.
So yeah, we're finding out as we go on more and more that Korea's got like connections everywhere in the world,
and honestly, it literally
with countries you wouldn't even think would be their allies.
It literally just goes to show you that no matter what kind of rules that you set in place, it's only the Good Samaritans. It's actually the only civilians that will follow these rules.
Yeah.
The people, the ne'er-do-wells will always find a way around it.
Well, I mean, we're talking about a crazy-ass little midget guy that wants to blow the United States off the map.
Yeah, but this is during Kim Jong-il shit. That they made the
yeah, but Un's keeping it up.
Un is keeping it up. That son of a bitch.
And Un wants to blow Pearl Harbor out. He's like, I'm gonna finish what the Japanese started. You know, so there you go.
We may have won the battle, but we have awoken the sleeping giant.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, if you drop a nuke on Hawaii, I'm sorry about your luck, folks, but North Korea will no longer exist if he makes that mistake.
No, because we got some pretty little things.
Oh, even the Chinese said if they strike us first, they have no problem taking them out.
Speaking of the Chinese,
no, I was working on that. I was working a way to work that in.
That was a good segue.
That's how I was working that angle.
That was a good segue.
All right.
So speaking of the Chinese, apparently, big was it fucking Xi Jinping?
Xi Jinping.
Xi Jinping. Xi Jinping. Yeah, Xi
Some...
Jinping. Who's the current?
We're close.
Who's the current president of China?
Yes.
This is his second term.
Yes.
Yeah, his second term as president. But apparently,
they have a 2-term limit.
Yeah, they have a 2-term limit,
just like the United States.
Yes, but apparently they've been having closed meetings with their hierarchy, trying to remove the 2-term limit. So Xi Jinping can go ahead and stay in the presidential seat for indefinitely. So apparently, because of this,
and basically he's been reading the KCG board of directors bylaws.
So apparently, because of this, a lot of people in China have taken to the internet, to the boards, and have literally decimated his whole thing about him being president.
Yes.
They're like, oh, he's going to be an immortal, yada, 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 like Mao Zedong.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, taking the throne, yada, yada, yada. These are all phrases that have been removed from the internet boards as being words that you cannot use or phrases you can't use.
In fact,
to include
yes,
the banning of the letter N.
They banned the letter N for
what? They banned the letter N for like a week.
Yeah. Now, I don't know about y'all, but it's a little difficult to operate. That's kind of like take N out. It's close to the equivalency of you can no longer use the letter E.
Well, here's the thing. If they ban the letter N, then China will become Chia.
Yeah,
and then you'll just think of the Chia Pet.
Yeah, you'll be like, hey, let's put some seed paste on it and put some water on it,
and hope it grows. Maybe it'll
have an afro.
Honestly, maybe if we were to do that, put some seed paste all over it and water it, it might help with their famine that's going on.
Yeah. Well, here's an idea. Why don't we take the chia paste from the 80s, the 70s, and the 80s, And let's just spray it over. Let's just spray it all over North Korea, so they actually grow shit they can eat, and there'll be so much of it that the government can't come in and seize it all.
You know, honestly, if I'm
and they wouldn't be starving to death.
Honestly, if I'm going to spray anything on North Korea, it'll be Agent Orange. Just saying.
No, because okay, there's people in North Korea, and I used to have a person that I communicated with on a regular basis. She was a really cool person.
Yeah.
We started off as pen pals in high school, high school, and part of pen pal program. And I still keep up with her, from time to time. Okay, and in case y'all want to know, there's nothing going on there. She's married. She got like 3 kids. No, she got 3. Oh. Okay, so anyway, there's good people in North Korea, and they're stuck in the middle of this.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
So that's why I've always told people war is the absolute last option we want for taking this, because there's a lot of innocent, starving fucking people in North Korea, and I really think if we could just get a fast flyover and just dump a bunch of seeds for plants that grow of shit you can eat, we might be able to turn the tide.
Yes. Because
I will say that there is a lot of fertile land in North Korea.
And he's not talking about the women.
No. Okay. If we could just take some vegetable and fruit seeds and just start dumping them on the country.
Yeah, instead of dropping bombs, we'll drop...
Yeah, we don't need a war. We need magnets. North Korea army defeated. Yeah, it wouldn't be that difficult. I really believe that, honestly, if we seriously invaded North Korea right now, as starved as they are, it would be a lot like the first Gulf War when Saddam's army was just surrendering because they hadn't eaten in days. They were out in the desert with hardly any water, no food left, and those guys were just fucking giving up as fast as they could give up because they knew once we took them, we had to care for them.
And here's the thing, Ben. It's not that we don't need a war. We're still at war with them.
Technically, we never ended the Korean War.
No, it's only been...
It's a ceasefire.
It's a ceasefire. That's all it is. The war has not ended.
And on the 35th parallel...
38th.
38th parallel, sorry. On the 38th parallel, that's where we drew the line for the ceasefire. Mm-hmm. Okay? So, in all technicality right now, if Trump wanted to, he does not need congressional approval to go ahead and go into North Korea, because he can go ahead and end the ceasefire just by order.
And Ben, you are right. They do constantly test that ceasefire.
They do.
I remember when I was stationed out there, I was actually sitting on one of the guard towers at Panmunjom on the 38th, and I've been shot at. I've also pissed on a North Korean while it was raining. Didn't know he was there.
I know that Camo people come back all the time when they go do retrans up on the hills, and come back with bullet dents in the comsec in the comsec box. My ex-wife told me that you could see them when she was up doing retrans on the hill. You look down the hill and there they were. Mm-hmm. You're literally that far. You're that close to death every second. Mm-hmm. But I think that there's a way that we could win that fight right there by completely getting into the hearts and minds of the North Koreans, as long as you can get past their mental blockade that they have on their people.
And honestly, if worse comes to worse, we got some Moabs down there. We're good.
North Korea teaches that they beat us into submission and ask for the armistice. No, it wasn't. That we were at a stalemate. We literally were at a stalemate.
We were at a stalemate on the 38th.
Nobody was winning on either side, and we had to draw a line. South Korean blasting propaganda over the border, saying to North Koreans intentional passing of ships too close to the borders and sinking of naval ships. North Korea teaches their people that.
The sinking of naval ships. He's referring to the Cheonan.
Angel, yes, you were absolutely right. The North Korea propaganda, that's why I said that whole mental blockade.
Yeah.
That's North Korean propaganda.
It is.
Okay. So and they teach their people that we're full of diseases, and if they go to us, they'll die. And
I like how we went from talking about China to going right back to North Korea.
Well, it's because we're right there, and
yeah.
But the thing is, China is doing their whole deal, and China is seriously. I was banned My radio show for 6 years,
Was banned in
4
China.
years or 3 years into my show, I had a listener in China and in one day couldn't access it.
No, that was North Korea.
No, that was China.
I thought you said it was North Korea.
No. I never had a listen. I don't know that I ever had a listener because North Korea's internet is so regulated that I don't think that you can access hardly anything American
Yeah.
online whatsoever.
Something like that.
Except for the Democratic National Party.
Yeah.
You can get the DNC's website. But no, the thing is no, China is strictly regulated, and I was 2 years into my show, and all of a sudden out of nowhere, my one listener I had in China sends me an email and says, "Hey, I can't listen to your show anymore. Every time I go to your website, it's blocked." And I'm like, and I'm like, it sucks, and I will email you. I emailed this person the recording of the show as long as I could until they blocked that. I don't understand why they blocked my show. I was like one dude, not like I'm going to topple an entire the nation's one of its top tier countries in the world. My one show was not going to topple that.
Bro, what it was, because I remember because we were talking about this. It was a person in North Korea. And the reason why I got banned is because you went on this thing about Kim Jong-un. And then as soon as you mentioned Kim Jong-un in a negative manner, then they blocked your show.
Well, that's very... I'm talking about the conversation I had with a person that listened in China. And I never said anything poor about the Chinese.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that I didn't like their government because it's not something I believe in.
Oh yeah,
those things. But like literally one day they went onto the website to Viper Radio and tried to listen to the show, and it was blocked.
That honestly sounds like one of those like wiretapping things.
I don't care
where they were listening to all their shit.
But one guy on a radio show is not gonna topple an entire government.
Speaking of wiretapping.
Oh yeah, here we go.
So apparently there's been a FISA probe.
Yes, we're fine. And the way they're going about this is Donald Trump called them out on it.
Yeah. Now, for those of you who don't know what FISA is, that's the Foreign Investigation Service Association?
Administration or something.
Yeah, Service Administration.
Yeah.
So their whole thing is that when the FBI needs to go ahead and listen in on somebody.
Or the NSA.
Or the NSA or anything like that.
Or the CIA.
They have to go ahead and say, hey,
it's listening. Hold on. It's listening to anything that happens on U.S. soil.
Yes.
Because you do not need a FISA warrant if you're in the NSA or the CIA or the FBI overseas.
Correct.
You don't have to get a warrant. You just do it.
It's only on U.S. soil.
If within the borders of the 50 states of the United States of America and U.S. territory. So even in Puerto Rico, you still have to get a FISA warrant.
Washington, D.C., because it's District of
Columbia. Okay, you still have to get a FISA warrant in order to wiretap or do what they consider close-range audio surveillance or visual surveillance. You still need a FISA warrant if they believe it has something to do with a foreign entity in results to the United States of America.
Correct.
All right, so now we broke all that down.
Yeah. So apparently, there's
Mike's like, I need more booze for y'all right now.
Honestly, I would drink, but I'm not feeling too well.
Yeah.
But I digress. Anyways, so apparently there's this probe that's going on that has been acted by the Attorney General.
Jeff Sessions.
Yeah, Jeff Sessions. The only thing...
This is where it gets stupid, folks.
This is where it gets fucking stupid.
This is where it gets dumb.
Because apparently, before, there was a huge abuse of FISA shit with the FBI, because they just walk in, hey, I need this. Okay, there you go. And there's no evidence. Apparently, that's the whole thing.
Well, I mean,
it's collusion.
Well, the whole thing with Donald Trump is based off of a dossier that everything was falsified.
Yeah. So Trump went ahead, had Attorney General Jeff Sessions go ahead and start doing this shit.
He looked at Jeff and said, "Dude, you guys need to look into this shit."
So Jeff Sessions ended up sending the Inspector General to go ahead and look into this fucking FISA probe. Trump lashed back saying, "You stupid motherfucker, stop doing stupid shit." Now, why are you going to send somebody who does not have any...
The power to do a fucking thing. The Inspector General, folks, sounds like a big official title. All it says is, yep, you did something stupid. He did something stupid. My job here is done. Yeah. That's all it is.
They have...
You're the highest paid detective on the planet, but you can't press charges.
Exactly. So Trump said, why don't you just use the Department of Justice lawyers instead of the Inspector General? Because
if the Department of Justice lawyers, the DOJ lawyers, find out you did something, guess what?
They can
indictments, prosecutions, fines, arrests, prison time.
And Sessions sent it to the fucking IG.
The IG can't do shit. Literally, the IG sits there and goes, yep, they fucked up. My job here is done.
That's it.
And that's it. That's all he can do.
So Trump called him out on fucking Twitter because, well, Trump really likes his fucking Twitter.
And then don't get me wrong, folks. Let me make sure you all know this right now. Everybody's like, ooh. Okay, Donald Trump and Jeff Sessions have been friends for many, many years.
Many, many years.
So Jeff is not surprised by this. Yeah, he'll get on TV and he'll act like it's a big deal. But Jeff has said more than once, me and Donald are friends. Mm-hmm. Well, actually, now since President Trump has been elected president, he goes, me and the president have been friends for a long time.
Yes.
Okay, so he's used to President Trump lashing out when
wheeling and dealing,
when he doesn't like things going, the way things are going.
The art of the sale.
But I will agree with Donald on this. I will agree with our president.
Absolutely.
That is a dumb fucking move. You're going to go out, you're going to do an investigation on a legal entity with a guy who can't do anything, and the Inspector General is an Obama guy.
Yeah.
So of course he's not going to find anything to cause you to do anything. We've already proven that.
He's going to sweep it under the rug.
Of course, we've already proven that. He doesn't have any power to do anything, and do you think he's going to come out and say, oh yeah, well, the Obama administration and the Clintons and all of these people did all this shit?
Yeah.
No. It's not going to happen. No. I don't know why people think that something's going to happen out of it. Nothing's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. The IG is going to inspect it, go through it, do an investigation, say, no, wrongdoing was done here. It was all done by the numbers. And then everybody's going to act all shocked. I'm not. I'm like, and we were surprised how? And you know what? Trump went after Sessions.
He did.
I would have. If I was president of the United States, I would have been like, Jeff, what the fuck are you doing? Go get some people with some fucking authority to do this shit.
Quit doing stupid shit.
You know? I'm sorry, I couldn't be president because at least Donald Trump doesn't get on Twitter and go, you dumb motherfucker.
Fucking
Because guess what? I would have gotten on there, you dumb motherfucker. I wouldn't have gotten on Twitter. I'd have called him on the phone. That's the thing. I don't like Twitter. I don't use Twitter. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't see a point. I got Facebook. Fuck it.
Right.
Okay. I have migrated to Snapchat, but that's because you can do little videos, and me and my daughter like to talk to each other.
I'm
okay.
on Snapchat.
Okay, but me and my daughter like to talk to each other. It's convenient because neither one of us really like talking on the phone.
Yeah, I only have like one person I talk to on Snapchat.
Okay, but still, still, I would have called Jeff on the phone. This would have been a phone call. Like, Mr. Sessions, the President of the United States, would like to talk to you. Because that's how it works. As president, you don't directly call anybody. You get your communications director, which he's resigning.
Which he already
your communications director tells the switchboard, go get this guy on the phone. Okay, they get him on the phone. Phone rings in your president's office. President picks up, and goes, "We have Mr. Sessions on the phone for you." Okay, Jeff would have answered the phone. Yeah, Rich. You dumb motherfucker! What are you doing? That would have been the conversation.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, because that's stupid. It's asinine. Let's go get the Inspector General, the most worthless fucking guy in the cabinet. Literally, the guy, Linda McMahon has more authority in the small business section than the Inspector General of the United States of America.
In case you don't know who Linda McMahon is.
That's the wife of Vince McMahon, the owner of the WWE and rumor UFC.
Rumor.
Okay. So,
we like wrestling.
So, I mean, and the thing is, okay, so even if they find out somebody went and got wiretaps to find out if somebody was working with the Syrians for chemical attacks, The Inspector General still can't do shit about it.
No.
And speaking of chemical attacks in Syria...
Speaking of chemical attacks, so apparently there's been a slew of chemical attacks in Syria that's been going on to use 3 different types of chemicals.
For the last month, the Syrian government has been attacking its own people.
Well, this has been going on since 2014.
Well, that off and on.
Off and on.
But for the last couple of weeks, the Syrian government has gone after its people.
They've been using different types of chemical weapons to include chlorine gas, sarin gas, and most recently mustard gas.
Yeah, and now we're not talking about like the yellow, like they took the mustard out of your fridge and they made it into a gas form, so now everybody smells like bad hot dogs. Not that kind of mustard.
Not a big fan of mustard.
Okay, but yeah, for the last couple of weeks, there is a political party in Syria.
Yes.
That has been trying to overthrow the Syrian government. They are backed by us, not officially. Okay.
CIA undercover.
Okay.
Bullshit.
But they're trying to overthrow the government because Assad and that bunch is a very bad bunch.
Yes.
They are part of the Muslim Brotherhood.
Yes.
Which the Muslim Brotherhood is the main organizer of terrorism in the world.
By the way, Assad is not Mossad. Assad is the president of Syria. Mossad is the Israeli special operations group.
It's basically the NSA, CIA, and FBI all wrapped into one organization
of Israel.
In Israel,
that's Mossad.
Okay.
We're talking about Assad.
Assad is the president of Syria, who is a big member of the Muslim Brotherhood,
and he's a dick.
Okay, and he's been attacking his own people, and now the thing is, it's been going on since 2014.
Yes.
Off and on, he's been using chemical attacks on his own people to get them to shut the fuck up and fall in line. Well, now he ain't even hiding it.
No.
It's right out in the open. Because he doesn't care. Because the thing is, and his words exactly, well, the last administration, the United States isn't going to do anything to us. Look at what happened in the last administration. And the quote, former President Barack Obama, we must draw a line in the sand. And at that line of the sand, if they cross that, we must meet them with consequences. And Assad went, here's a line. I'm over the line. Now I'm back. Now I'm over. Now I'm back. What are you going to do? We did nothing. We did nothing. Okay? And so now he doesn't think that it matters. And Russia is supporting him.
Now, here's the thing. Here's one thing that Assad fails to realize. We have, as a Secretary of Defense, General Mad Dog Mattis.
We're done with that column now, right?
Yes, we are.
All right, that column can go away.
We have General Mad Dog Mattis, and this motherfucker does not give a shit if you do stupid shit. If you play stupid games, you're going to win stupid prizes.
Mad Dog wants to go into Syria.
And Mad Dog wants to beat the living shit out of him with his fucking knife hands, because that's fucking Mad Dog.
Yeah, he'll go in there.
The fucking warrior monk, baby.
The only problem I see with this, we're already spread out thin in the Middle East now as it is.
Yes, we are.
And if we go into Syria and try to engage in Syria, you're now talking about a political organization backed up by the Russians.
Yes.
You're almost inviting World War III at this point.
This is very true.
I can get why we're not immediately marching into Syria, because it would take us right now, as much as they've devastated that country, okay, it would probably take us all of about 12 hours with a good bombing campaign to wipe out the Syrian government.
I mean, we have MLRSs, we got
okay, but the problem is they're backed up by the Soviets, and if we take out any Soviets in the process,
yeah.
I mean, you guys saw the debacle with the bombing of the airfield.
Yeah.
We had to notify the Soviets 12 hours in advance that we were about to bomb the shit out of a fucking an airstrip. Okay? Which we did, so no Russians got hurt in the process. It's kind of like a movie. At the bottom it says, no Russians were hurt in the making of this war. Okay? So Syria is a tricky situation because we can't just go in with guns blazing and blow the place up, blow the place sky high.
Yeah.
Because the Russians are entrenched in with the Syrians.
Yes.
Because the Russians have a vested interest in the Syrian government.
Yes, they do. Now, I will say this. If it does come to that point, and World War III does break out, I will say that I will volunteer to fucking go and fight.
Oh, I will too, because we're all gonna fucking die.
Yeah,
I mean,
and here's...
especially with Putin announcing about the nuclear missile they've created.
Shit. Well, here's the thing. This is from my perspective, because of everything that's going on with me and yada yada yada. If I don't do anything in the next 6 months, I've only got 6 months after that. So, fuck it.
Didn't I say earlier in the show we don't need to cover all that?
Oh yeah.
Okay, but I mean,
but you see my point.
But the thing is if we go to war with Russia, Putin just made this big promo deal about a nuclear missile that now our nuclear missile defense system cannot stop. They've been working on this for a while. Mm-hmm. And so they've developed a missile and a control system on this thing that when it goes to shower its target with multiple warheads,
yeah,
we usually take the warheads out before they blow up.
Yes.
Well, now they can control, the warheads can actually take a defensive posture in falling and change trajectories as it's falling so we can't target them.
No shit.
Yeah. So they've now made a nuclear missile that we can't stop. So if we if we go to World War III, yeah, I'm going back into service too because we're gonna fucking die. This world is gone.
There is one thing in our arsenal that we have that actually can stop that.
What's that?
EMP.
There's yeah, but you know what? We won't use it. You know why?
Because it's gonna give us a reason to go.
No, because the thing is if we go to use an EMP on a nuclear missile, mm-hmm. the range that we have to use it means everything electronic in the intended target area where the nuclear bomb is going to hit is toast.
Yeah.
Because the range of an EMP pulse is literally like, here's the city of Miami. Here comes a nuclear bomb. About there is where the EMP can completely neutralize it. But now the entire city of Miami and everything electronic that was not shielded,
yeah,
toast, gone. They have no emergency services anymore.
Yeah,
you basically took Miami and pushed it back into the Stone Age until we can go in and replace every bit of it.
Well, it's like Horatio.
It's just like Ronan said.
Yeah.
It will fuck up our own shit so bad that okay. And first of all, any person, okay, let's say they target Miami here, and there's a reason why I picked Miami, okay. Miami has the largest collection of retired people.
Yeah.
In the United States of America. Okay. They also have what else? They have the largest amount of pacemakers in people per capita than anywhere else in the United States of America. And if they use an EMP pulse to take out a nuclear missile, it's going to kill every single person with a pacemaker.
I thought you chose Miami because then Horatio Kane would have a lot of fucking shit to do.
Horatio Kane would be very, very busy.
He would be very, very busy.
Okay.
If you don't know what the fuck we're talking about CSI Miami because I've been on CSI Miami kick.
I love all the CSIs. Well, New York was, it's sketchy. Yeah. It has its moments. I will say Lieutenant Dan does a damn good job. Okay. But still. Okay. But still, the other problem with EMP, okay, the amount of energy alone we have to generate an EMP pulse directed like that requires that they shut down all the power in the state and generate it just to that.
Yeah.
They have to redirect the power to that just to make it work. Okay, so and then you have our infrastructure for their electrical grid is so fucking outdated.
Yeah.
That you run a very large chance of you shorting the system out in order to operate this in the first place.
And destroying everything in the process.
Yeah, and so you're going to have now not only or you're going to have a nuclear bomb that goes off, but you're going to have a completely eradicated electrical grid at the same time.
Yeah.
So.
And all those people are going to fucking die.
And all those people are going to fucking die anyway. Now they have no radio.
Now, speaking of people dying in emergency services, we're going to go ahead and move on to our next story.
We're going to move on to our next story because I could talk about this shit.
Yeah.
I could talk war game scenarios all day long.
We love talking about that shit too.
Well, I used to work for a guy that ended up becoming the commander of Norcom or PATCOM.
Oh, no
and shit. What's the one in Europe?
UCOM.
No, that's not UCOM.
No.
No. Anyway, because my commander at Fourth ID ended up becoming commander over in Germany and I forgot what the name.
It's not CENTCOM, right?
No.
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 Anyway,
Yeah. So
I could talk to you about war scenarios all day long. I used to hang out with them and talk with them about it.
So apparently in Nigeria, we all know that there is a rebel group called Boko Haram.
Yes.
Now, Boko Haram...
I know this, you know this.
Yes.
Some people don't.
Yeah, so Boko Haram, pretty much, in Nigeria, they went ahead and invaded a military encampment.
Yep.
Where Doctors Without Borders had an aid station there.
And let me get you up to speed. Doctors Without Borders, in case you haven't heard it, it's a organization made up of physicians that go anywhere in the world where the population is in dire need of medical attention.
Countries.
And they do it for free.
And it's through the UN, through UNICEF,
yep.
through all that stuff.
They do it completely for free. The doctors do not get paid.
Yeah, like
I know a doctor that is actually now here in Austin. I met him in Reno, in Renown Hospital. In fact, he was one of the surgeons that helped me with my heart attack.
Yeah.
Every year when he does his vacation,
he'll go.
He goes. A lot of the times he goes to Central Africa.
Yeah.
Because he specializes in one of the problems that they have over there.
Cleft palates?
No. That has nothing. He's a cardiovascular surgeon.
And cardiovascular arrhythmia.
And so he goes over there to help them and deal with, because heart disease is a big problem in Central Africa. Sickle cell anemia, a lot of cardiovascular issues. And so every year when he takes his vacation, because he saves up, he has 2 months vacation every year. Mm-hmm. He takes them all in a row, goes to Central Africa, and does that every year. He's a great fucking guy and has a very gorgeous Lamborghini, let me tell you.
So apparently Boko Haram actually went and attacked this military encampment where Doctors Without Borders was going, and it was the French unit that was actually there. They ended up attacking, with machine guns, with gun trucks, soldiers, everything like that. Went in, started shooting at the place, killed 11 people. 3 of them were actual people that was with Doctors with Borders. 2 of them were health aides. They were there helping, get people set up, getting prepped for surgery, helping
nurses,
all that stuff. And one of them was an actual UNICEF physician.
Yep.
That was taking care of the children.
Yes.
So at this point, because of the attack, Doctors Without Borders actually had to pull themselves
out of Nigeria.
And they said, we'll come back when it's safe for us to come back, when conditions allow. And, the entire thing was, we have over 60 children, that are part of our nutrition program who are on the way, because they were malnourished. They're on the verge of dying, and we were fixing them. We were getting them set, getting them on the path that they needed. Mm-hmm. On top of that, they still had like another 120, 130 other kids that needed medical attention, life-saving surgeries.
Yes.
And they said that it was the hardest decision that they had to make, because Doctors Without Borders, of course, is going to think about the patients that are there that they're meant to take care of.
Yes.
Because they're humanitarians. And for them to pull out, they said that it tore us apart. But it was something that we had to do for our own safety.
Yeah.
And for the safety of them.
You don't have a choice. I mean, it's like I've said before, golden rule is you don't become a patient yourself.
Exactly.
And, yes, you're doing this out of the kindness of your own heart. You're doing this because you want to help people, but you don't need to die doing it.
Absolutely.
Because we need you, because there's other places in the world that we can use you. I mean, it's unfortunate that these children got robbed of the medical attention they need. It's unfortunate these people got robbed of the medical attention they need because of this bunch. But I'm sorry, but I agree they needed to pull them. They needed to get them the hell out of there.
Absolutely.
And you know what? And when shit calms the fuck down,
they're gonna go right back and go right back to work.
They already said as soon as they know that the UN and the French, which are running, operations over there, come back and say yes, it is a safe zone again. You can get back in here. They've already said they're waiting to go back in.
Yeah, they already have like all their stuff ready and set to go, so they can go back and get right back to work.
Yep.
Now, speaking of killing,
this one's a little. That's definitely we're making a huge leap here. By the way,
this is a huge leap. So apparently, this guy did something completely heinous last January, and he finally got convicted for this.
Yes.
The conviction happened on Wednesday.
Yes.
So this man was convicted of killing a woman over an $8 sex offer that she refused.
Yes.
So this guy was in Atlanta, Georgia, and he was working at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So he got off work, everything like that, and this female, you know, she was just, you know, met him and started talking to him. They were walking through and everything like that. And he pulls out $8, gives it to her, and says, "Hey, let's have sex." She goes, "No, because that is not enough." So he got pissed off, grabbed her, threw her against the wall, started punching and kicking her, pulled out a .22 revolver, and shot her. And then threw her down the stairwell.
Yep.
And the way that they caught him was because it was all on fucking video surveillance. Stop doing stupid shit.
Okay, let me. Y'all have caught. I'm pretty sure y'all have watched Ron White and some of his jokes. And one of his jokes is that when his buddies were in a service, they were somewhere, and he said, "Dude," he was talking about his buddy who understood an entertainment value. And he's like, and they were talking about blowjobs in the parking lot for $5. You know, this obviously was not an entertainment value.
No, it was not.
She wanted more than $8. Because, I mean, seriously, when she said that's not enough, obviously we know the details of the story. He picked up a hooker. Yeah. Okay, well, even shitty hookers, you ain't paying $8 and getting anything.
Well, then again, when is anything ever enough?
I mean, I've never paid for sex, so I couldn't tell you.
Neither have I.
You know, because it doesn't count if somebody else pays for it. Just saying.
Yeah. I mean, technically, you do pay for sex now. Because, well, you pay for the house and you pay for everything else.
And every once in a while I get laid.
Every once in a while.
It's the life of being in a relationship for a long time. Married people can relate to it.
I wouldn't know.
But, you know, it's just one of those things. You know, maybe one day we'll tell the story and why I can say that I never paid for it. Somebody else did. But, no, $8. If you pull $8 out thinking you're getting
that's like a slap in the face.
I mean, I'm surprised she didn't stab him to death.
Right?
Okay, because I know streetwalkers. I've arrested a couple. They're fucking packing something, whether it's a knife or a gun or something. They're packing some kind of weapon. And I'm surprised the moment he turned around and tried to hand her $8, she didn't pull a fucking knife out of somewhere, and fucking just cut a bitch.
Fucking heel and start fucking stabbing.
Right. You know, so $8. If she would have said yes,
then you know that something's wrong.
You okay? You know, you're coming out of that with something you didn't go into it with.
Ooh, the gift that keeps on giving.
Right? Or like herpes, you know, God's French tickler. Just saying.
No, thank you.
So now, that was kind of ridiculous. So let's go on with ridiculous news.
This is one of our favorite segments to do.
I find it funny too. My screensaver just changed to a cop car.
So
fucking perfect.
Cars, fucking perfect. So apparently, a man steals a cop car to get Taco Bell.
The rookie cop who just graduated from the academy.
The night he graduated from the academy,
he left the keys in the cop car
along with his wallet.
Guy gets into cop car, drives off with said cop car, goes to Taco Bell, uses rookie cop's credit card,
then goes to Walmart,
does
shopping, and then leaves the cop car and the wallet in a private lot.
Oh, in a private lot. And then took off. They caught the guy.
Because of video surveillance from the stores.
Because of video surveillance from the store, they figured it out. However, I'm pretty sure that rookie, he ain't a rookie cop no more.
Mm-mm.
I'm pretty sure that he didn't, because you have a probationary period when you're a cop. I'm pretty sure he did not survive his evaluation at the end of the probation period. I'm pretty sure he didn't survive the next day. I'm pretty sure I bet you his chief of police turned around, looked at it and says, After you're done filling out a report, you can go ahead and take the uniform off, hand your badge and your gun back in.
Well, here's the thing, though.
Because your career as a cop is over.
I honestly don't think that was the case because it happened while he was in graduation.
He left the keys and his wallet in the car.
No, he didn't leave the keys. He only left the wallet.
But he took the cop car, so how did he get the keys to the cop car? Did he hotwire it?
He hotwired it.
You couldn't hotwire mine. It was impossible. Because the way the wiring system runs, you'd have to literally rip half the dash apart in order to get to it.
Well, it said nothing about
because they changed where the wiring runs through the ignition.
The thing is, it said nothing about him leaving the keys. All it said was he left his wallet.
Well, unless you rip the ignition switch out of the column.
That's
then you
probably what he did. A fucking idiot. You know?
I mean, but still, he left his wallet and evidently an unsecured cop car. Because you're not just breaking the windows out of the...
No, you're not.
Unless this is the shitty cop car that sits at the end of the line that nobody ever wants to drive because that shit's straight out of like 1990. Well, Ford Impala, or Ford Impala, or not Impala, Ford.
Ford Interceptor.
No, well, yeah, Interceptor. Anyway, sits at the end of the line that nobody ever wants to drive because every time you go to open the door, you're not sneaking up on a subject because it goes... The power windows don't work. The heater works great in the summer. Air conditioning only works in the winter. Cop cars, one of those.
Yeah, one of those.
But so it's just wait. Aren't the doors set to lock auto? No, not in the driver compartment.
No, not driver compartment.
Well, no, the new ones do. But you carry a fob on you. That you push the button and it unlocks the door when you get to it.
Yeah.
But if it's one of the older ones, then no, you actually have to manually lock and unlock the car.
Just about.
In fact, our Impalas, all until we got the last set before I was laid off, our Impalas all still had manually operated doors.
Yeah, with the keys.
Yeah, you still had to stick the key in it and turn the knob. You didn't have the buttons on them.
Yeah.
But the Dodge ones, the Dodge Chargers,
yeah,
those have the fobs that you can push the button and unlock the doors, so you can leave it running.
Yeah.
So like in the wintertime and shit like that, you can or in the summer you can leave it so the AC or the heater keeps going.
Yeah.
And in case you got a suspect in the back, you don't have to worry about getting sued for leaving them in a unreasonable environment.
Mm-hmm.
Is the main reason why they say they do that. But yeah, it's. But like the old Ford Crown Vics.
Yeah, that's what it is.
The Crown Vics don't have that option.
No,
they're manual. So they don't have an auto locking system on the Crown Vics.
No.
If you run across any they do now, it's because they've been updated. Because none of ours did. We had 5 of them, and none of them. Nope. In fact, half the time you stuck the key in there, you had to wiggle it a certain way to unlock the door.
You had to lift and turn and.
So this guy was playing Smokey and the Bandit.
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
So moving on to our next story.
Our next ridiculous news.
Oh my God! So apparently, this college dropout in New York City
never left college.
Dropped
out, but didn't leave.
So she is now getting sued by the school for staying. You're probably wondering why she's being sued for staying. Apparently, she is a geography major and dropped out of school in 2016 after her summer housing got denied.
Yep.
So she ended up staying in the dorms from 2016 all the way to now. And she got a notice saying that they were going to charge her $150 per night for staying there. So now they're suing her for $94,000.
Yes. $94,000. $150 a night. I don't know about you, but there is a lot of better places on this earth to stay for $150 a night that's not a college dorm.
This is very true.
I would definitely go after them and go, okay, $1 a night.
Well, it is a college.
But college dorms, not the greatest in the world. Mm-mm. I mean, unless you're going to a very huge fucking school.
It was.
Oh, what school was it?
I think it was Brown.
Okay. Because I was going to say, if it's like you're going to University of Delaware, no.
Yeah, no.
Okay, Penn State, Michigan, Nebraska, Harvard, Yale, places like that, their fucking dorms are fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's Brown. Okay, I could say it. Brown University.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're nice fucking places.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that they have like kitchenettes and shit in there.
Some of them, they're legitimately a 2-person fucking apartment.
That would be nice.
You know, the ones at UT, they don't. Most of them, they have whole apartment buildings set up for these kids to go to.
Yeah.
Like I delivered a whole bunch of shit to one they were renovating. It's called the Dobby 21. It's right off of Guadalupe, and that place is fucking gorgeous.
Oh yeah, in San Marcos, right?
No, it's right off of Guadalupe Street in Austin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like the clock tower sits here.
Yeah.
And you go towards Guadalupe, and it sits right on the corner of Guadalupe.
Side?
No, the stadium's way over on the other side of the campus. No, the clock tower sits here, right? This is where the clock tower is. And this is University Avenue that dead ends to the clock tower.
Yeah. And
you go this way towards Guadalupe's right here, and Dobby sits right here on the corner.
Okay.
It's literally, you look out of the Dobby, you can see the clock tower.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about now.
Yeah, the Dobby dorms.
Yeah, across from the bar. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the Dobby Mall. They now have a Target in there. I know. I delivered all the shit to build the Target in the bottom.
Jesus fucking Christ.
But yeah, so that place there, I showed up the day that they were doing entrance into the college. And my God, it was the worst fucking delivery I've had on UT to date. Next to me getting into almost a physical confrontation with the ticket meter guy.
Wow.
I threatened to run him over with my truck one day.
You probably should have. He's probably doing stupid shit.
Dobby is free elf.
Harry Potter.
Oh, Harry Potter. Okay, got it.
Dobby ain't getting socked from me. I'm a poor ass motherfucker.
But yeah, so yeah, no, god damn. The bad part is, she's gonna lose. She's gonna lose.
She is gonna lose.
She's gonna lose.
Yes, it's a private institution.
It's Dobby. No, they the people in there at the desk pronounce it Dobby 21. Dobby, tomato, fucking tomato.
Who gives a shit?
All I know is it's a pain in the ass to deliver that place.
Speaking of really, really, really high dollar shit, apparently this stupid motherfucker got super fucking drunk, gone to an Uber XL, while stupid fucking drunk from West Virginia.
Now, what is the difference between Uber and Uber XL?
Uber XL can fit up to 6 people.
Oh, so it's in like a Ford Expedition kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Went from West Virginia to fucking New Jersey.
Man, I thought my ride to Temple was expensive when I had to use Uber. That shit was $48.
Yeah. So, apparently he was drunk, didn't remember, passed out in the fucking vehicle, and then when he woke up, he didn't know who the fuck was driving, didn't know where he was at, yada yada yada, and had him turn around. And it charged him $1,600. So he's trying to fight it, saying, well, blah, blah, I can't do this.
But
yada,
Uber
yada,
is
yada.
saying no because you did take the ride.
You did take the ride. It's fucking on file, yada, yada, yada. So you gotta fucking pay. So that dude is fucked up the ass.
Not to mention the fact, after all this, evidently he was still the best Uber driver in the world because he gave him a 5-star rating.
Yeah.
And complimented him.
Yeah. The drunk dude gave the driver a 5-star rating after everything that happened.
And complimented him in the review. So I guess I'm taking it to Uber guy. He was nice as shit about it.
Yeah, it was
I don't know how much Uber makes as a driver. I don't know.
$3.34 per hour.
That's all you make per hour?
Yep. They actually did the cost breakdown.
Fuck that.
Mm-hmm.
You make more money at McDonald's. The hell?
Fucking $15 an hour.
Jesus. That's all you make doing Uber? I was thinking about that might be a cool part-time job if I ever got a new car.
Now, speaking of low cost.
Lose fucking money.
Speaking of low cost.
Low cost.
Apparently, there's a town that asked a town for a $1.
I know, you get tips.
For $1 due to a budget increase.
Yes.
So, there's
now
a town.
break down the math for them all because they're asking for $1.
Yeah, for $1.
Only $1, not $1 per person.
Just $1.
$1.
Apparently, there's this town where apparently
I'll buy that for $1.
RoboCop.
Yep, I had to do a RoboCop reference.
Of course. So apparently, this town they needed to increase of $840,000 for to add on from last year's school budget because they're making renovations, doing a bunch of stuff.
And trust me, folks, I know a lot of you sit there and go, why are these schools getting all this money for renovations? You go to a lot of these towns, like I deliver to a lot of fucking places, and their schools are running the fuck down.
So, they're already getting like $340,000 grant from the federal government.
Yes.
And they were pulling another $480,000 from their reserves. So that took care of pretty much all the costs except for $1, which is the minimum that a state can ask for. That state has to ask for when making the proposal. So the board of directors, for the very first time in history for this board, asked the town for $1.
In order to use the reserves, they have to ask for a budget increase in order to utilize the reserves. The bare minimum, according to the rule, is $1.
So they asked for $1.
So they literally had to ask the town council requested a $1 increase in order to utilize the reserves in order to pay the remaining balance for what they needed.
If I was there, I would have whipped a dollar.
I'd have pulled a damn dollar out. Here you go. Here's your dollar.
There you go.
Motion approved.
Further education.
Right. I'll make my donation. At least I don't have to. Now, when I go to the grocery store, I can tell them, no, I already gave. I paid the increase.
It's funny. It's
out of my own pocket. I paid for the increase.
It's funny that we were talking about education because I was actually at work and the kitchen manager, because everybody thinks I'm Mexican.
Yeah.
And we were talking about education.
Y'all ever seen the movie Super Troopers? Okay. Do you know all the times they mislabel what's his name?
My uncle.
Your uncle, yeah, it's your uncle. Okay.
Jay Chandrasekhar.
Okay.
Who's also known as Ramathorn.
He goes through the same thing.
All the fucking time.
He goes through the same thing where people think he's Mexican. They think you're what?
Habib.
They think you're a Middle Eastern.
They think I'm a Haji.
He's fucking Indian.
I'm a fucking reset button. Fuck off.
He's an Indian.
So me and Daniel, who was the kitchen manager, we were working, and it was yesterday actually. And he goes, man, fucking, education, yada yada yada. I was like, hey, let's go to night school. And we both started busting out with fucking Cheech and Chong, Mexican American. They like an education, so they go to night school and take Spanish and get a B.
Yeah.
I had the whole fucking like cook line just fucking busting up laughing. They literally stopped. It was great for like 30 seconds. You had to be there to see it. Otherwise, it just does not make sense because I'm stupid. Fuck you. Anyways, moving on.
So our next story of ridiculousness comes out of
North Carolina.
Forsyth County, North Carolina. And here's what happened, folks. You know that we all get that dreaded letter in the mail at some point that says, congratulations, you've been summoned to jury duty.
By the way, I've
gotten it 4 times. I served twice. I served twice. Once was traffic day,
yeah,
where you go through every single one of the ones that those motherfuckers decided they were going to fight. Okay. And the other one was a murder case.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was not smart enough, to get my way out of it. And I really didn't want to because I was between jobs at the time. I didn't have a job. So it was perfect fucking opportunity. I'm like, I don't mind. I don't have a job. I'm going to get like $30. Okay, cool. But they had to sequester us, so we got to stay. The irony. Okay. They sequestered us in the Motel 6 where this set of brothers murdered the guy. The same Motel 6.
Nice.
Because it's the motel that the city has the contract with for juror sequesters. The state has if they have to sequester jurors. So anyway, moving on. This is why we're talking about jurors.
So apparently on Monday, the judge got there, the bailiff got there, all the other staff got there. When they went to hold court, they realized, oh shit, we don't have any jurors.
They forgot to send out the mailers.
The 1,700 letters for jurors, they forgot to send it out. So of course they couldn't run court that day. So
they tried to make up for this by first they they put out they on their local news station requested if anybody would be willing to do their civic duty and volunteer. See, I'd immediately contact said, does this mean I won't get a mailer for like the next 10 years? Am I out of jury duty if I show up today?
So
I'd have been wheeling and dealing it.
So through that, they got 19 volunteers.
But they needed more than that.
So they ended up sending the sheriffs and the constables to the mall.
Yes.
And started talking to random people.
That plethora of great Samaritans.
And nobody would volunteer.
So they ended up having to cancel that day.
In a county of 200,000 people.
They got 19 volunteers.
19 fucking volunteers.
They had to cancel it because unfortunately 19 is not a pool.
No.
A jury pool. You can't pull a jury out of 19 people. I tell you that right now. Unless you went to a church and these people are just absolutely perfect by the numbers, you're not pulling a jury out of 19 volunteers.
No, you are not.
Because I'll guarantee you only 2 of them probably qualified.
Most likely.
But yeah, no, the murder case that I was in, I sat on jury for is 2 Native Americans. They're Washoe Indians, and what ended up happening was this Mexican gang leader came up into Carson and got a hold of one of their sister and brutally murdered her, raped her. A bunch of guys in a room beat her, raped her, the whole 9 yards.
No shit.
And so those guys found out, and one thing you don't do, don't piss off. What are you doing?
Checking this.
Okay.
Keep talking.
Anyway, these 2 Washoe Indians went into the motel, and they just destroyed this guy. Just destroyed him.
Jesus.
We spent more time on that jury trying to figure out how we could get them off out of this deal, because all of us agreed we would have done the same fucking thing.
Damn.
Except for one guy in a jury. We finally turned around and I cannot remember exactly where we were at. No, we found them guilty, but we recommend a sentence of time served only because they did murder a guy. They did worthless piece of shit human being, but unfortunately they didn't deny it. So we found them guilty, but we recommended the sentence of time served because they've been sitting in jail for a year and a half waiting for this thing to go to court. And all the motions and everything else that went on, it took a year and a half. So we recommended it a sentencing phase because when we got done with that, they immediately asked us if we had already come up with a sentence.
Yeah. And
we all agreed in the jury room, like, look, they did it. We're not going to argue that. So let's discuss. And there was one guy, I'm not the one who did it, but there was one guy that came up and said, why don't we just say time served? They already been in jail for a year and a half.
Yeah.
Why don't we just say time served? And that's what we did. Time served.
Nice.
So they got to go free.
There you
go. But trust me, the prosecuting attorney didn't even want to do this case. Okay, the prosecution didn't even want to do it.
Wow.
Because trust me, this was somebody that the county of Carson and the city of Reno and the city of Sparks did not want around. They were the cops didn't even want to arrest them, but they didn't have a choice.
Yeah, because they committed a crime.
They brutally murdered a guy.
Yeah.
Okay, regardless of how much of a lowlife this dude was. Because we really tried to go technically crime of passage because it was a relative, but the problem was this had happened and it was 3 days later when they went and killed him, so we couldn't even pull that.
Premeditated.
Because we even asked the prosecuting attorneys, like, can we go with the whole, emotional thing, because of family member, and he's like, no, because X amount of hours passed before they did this. It wasn't immediate after she died.
Yeah.
It was, they found out where he was 3 days later. They showed up and killed him.
Yeah.
They had time to consider their options. So, but like I said, and you know what though? They did not have a problem with us finding the way we found. They did not have an issue with it whatsoever. I will say a member of the family did come up when I walked out of court. They did have a member of the family come up, give me a big ass hug, and say thank you. I was like, okay. I was like, just don't kill me. Okay. This guy's like 7'4", 538 pounds. I was like,
fuck.
I'm about to die.
Was the nickname Tiny?
No, probably Small Tree.
Maybe
translated in English.
Maybe.
Okay, but anyway, so that's that deal. I've only been on jury twice. One time was worthless fucking traffic school. I just wanted to sit there every single time. Guilty. It's after 4.5 hours later, everybody come up. Well, I do not believe that. Every moron that comes up and says or goes, well, how do we? Most common thing for a speeding ticket person that thinks they're a fucking lawyer, that when they go to fight it, well, was it was the radar detector certified and calibrated properly? You moron, they're fucking digital. They self-calibrate.
I want to subpoena the traffic cam.
I got a ticket thrown out because of that.
5 times.
Okay, multiple times, same goddamn camera. But it's not the old days where where they used to have to take a tuning fork in front of the radar and tap it, and that would calibrate it off the vibration.
Yeah,
it's not like that anymore. They're digital.
Yeah,
as soon as you turn it on, it does a calibration. Every so often while you're driving down the road, it picks a fixed point and calibrates the time to distance before it loses the signal bouncing off of it and recalibrates itself. So it doesn't matter anymore. So you can't sit there and ask for the only certification that's out there is that it passed its test before it was shipped to the police department, and there's a certification of the installation that it was installed properly. Yeah, that's all there is. But that was like the most common thing that was said, and even the judge at one point was like, did you all go to the same class on how to, moronically try to defend yourself? Stop watching fucking TV. That's not going to help you in your case.
That's what you call prison lawyers.
It's not even prison lawyers. They go to prison. People getting busted for like 15 over. Jesus. My best one guy, we as jury found him not guilty. Because he 6 of us. Seven. No, 6. 6 on the traffic, I think. Yeah, I think it was 6 of us. This guy legitimately claimed not guilty due to physical ailments. Right? The guy legitimately said he got taken out to lunch. It was a bad Mexican joint, and he had the shits and was trying to get home before he shit himself. And we sat there. The judge looked at us when our reaction, and he knew it was coming. And we walked into the back room, a little fucking card table in the middle of the room. We all sat there and go, there's no way we're finding this guy guilty for this shit. Because if we had the shits and we don't want to shit ourselves, we're fucking flying down the road too. We came out, Your Honor, he goes, I'll never forget this. And this was Judge Price in Copper's Cove back 20 years ago. He let me guess, not guilty. And they were like, he's like, get the hell out of my courtroom.
Now, moving on to the next story.
Yes.
And when I read this, it really pissed me off because of something that happened in this story. Now,
I don't know if Price is still the judge down in Copper's Cove or not. I'll have to look that shit up.
So,
that guy's a dick. Don't get me wrong. It's fun to be in a jury with him because he doesn't take bullshit as soon as people throw bullshit at him. He'll fucking stop you dead in your tracks and call you on it right there.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
I mean, my God, but I had him, and dude, I got in a wreck. I got a failure for insurance. I didn't have insurance on my car. Not gonna lie. Okay, got busted for it. Had to go back into court 3 days later because motherfucker rear-ended me and totaled my car. And the court order was after the fine was $500. I had to every single week come to court and show proof of insurance for 6 months. Well, 3 days after the ruling, I got in a wreck. They totaled my car. Well, I got no car for insurance anymore. So I go in and I tell the lady at the front desk, I'm like, I can't come in and show you my insurance anymore. My car doesn't exist. It's gone. It's totaled. And I even showed her the accident report. She goes in and tells Tatro that I came in to say I'm refusing to show insurance. I just been there 3 days ago. And I get pulled into court, and he goes, so let me understand this, Mr. Wilson. You're refusing to uphold what I said. He's like, no, Your Honor, that's not what happened. And I showed him the accident report. I said, can I approach the bench? He goes, he looks at me, he goes, you ain't fucking we didn't say that. He goes, you don't have to ask. Come here. What do you got? And I gave him the accident report because it happened at Fort Hood. I had the MP's report.
Yeah.
The car, and then I had the report from the mechanic the next day saying car was totaled. And I was like, I don't have insurance anymore because I don't own a car. And he goes, okay. Okay. He goes, all right, we're good. Then that's dropped. You don't have to come in every single week. You still have to pay your fine. Did you pay your fine yet? No. Why not? I get paid next week. Okay, pay your fine next week. I told you that 3 days ago. Do you not remember? He goes, you know how many dumbasses I get in this court every damn day? He goes, I don't remember what y'all say from one day to the next. He goes, if I remember you, you fucked up.
Nice.
That's exactly what he said to me.
So moving on to the next story.
So, yeah.
This really pissed me off, and I know that pissed you off when you heard this.
It did.
So, apparently this guy in Chicago goes home, steps into his doorway, and he sees his dog, Carmela. Yeah, Carmela, which was a red-nosed pit bull.
Gorgeous dogs.
Laying on the floor in a pool of blood.
Yeah.
And
Now, he'd been away for a little bit.
He had been away for, I think it was like, he was away all day because he's an instructor.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He was only away for the day.
Yeah, because he was an instructor. He gets there at night, opens up the door, notices that there is a piece of luggage
Pressed up against the door.
blocking the door. He pushes it and sees his dog in a pool of blood on the floor.
Yes.
His first reaction was, oh shit. He steps out because of his training, because he's an actual concealed carry instructor. So he did exactly what he was teaching everybody else. He called the cops immediately. Cops went in. They're like, all right, we're going to go through, yada, yada, yada.
Mm-hmm.
They go in. They come back out and say, hey, are you sure that there's supposed to be nobody else in this house?
And that's when you know there's a problem.
Guy says, no, there's supposed to be nobody in the house. Cops go back in. They go upstairs. Come back out with a dude in handcuffs. Apparently, this one dude broke into this guy's house on the second story. Dog caught him, everything like that, so he stabbed the dog multiple times.
Killed the dog.
Went through the guy's clothes, packed the dude's clothes in the luggage. The guy owns the house.
Owns the house's clothes into the luggage.
Like he was going to fucking steal it. The dude who breaks in throws his own clothes all over the fucking house. Throws a bunch of fucking soda cans and shit like that and everything like that, and then passes out.
This guy was a homeless dude, I'm taking it.
And passes out in the dude's bed.
Was he naked?
No.
Oh, that'd have made the story.
Passes out in the dude's bed. Cops are pulling him out. The guy asked the dude who broke in, why did you kill my dog? The only thing the dude did was give him a look and kept walking.
Never found out why. You know.
Who the fuck does that?
Well, the problem is you're talking about a redneck. You're talking about a red-nosed pit bull, okay? And you just broke in the house. You ain't supposed to be there.
Yeah. On top of that, well, then again, this also happened in Chicago.
Okay, but you're talking about a red-nosed pit bull, and you broke into a house that has a dog. You only have two options at that point. You fucking die or you kill the dog, because the dog's not gonna let you go.
No.
Okay,
He shouldn't have been there in the first place.
Unless you got a pussy dog, but he's a detective. I'm pretty damn sure he did not have the pit bull that will escort you to where the good china is to steal. Okay.
Dog did not bite him.
Yeah, no, there's no reported dog biting him. I'm pretty sure the dog came at him, and he probably already had his knife in his hand when he broke in and stabbed the dog repeatedly. Either or, I'm still pissed off he killed the dog, you know, and it sucks. You know,
It does.
fucking dog doing his job and he gets fucking killed. You know?
The dude's in jail. This is in Chicago. If you want to go to Chicago and stab him, by all means, go ahead.
Yeah, but I don't really want to go visit the city of Chicago's, jail system.
Yeah, no, fuck that. I've been to Chicago once, And I said never again. But then the guy went for a concert in this.
Every time I've ever been to Chicago, with Chicago O'Hare, and I almost got lost in their fucking airport. That place is fucking ridiculously enormous. But at least they got that tram system.
Yeah.
Which is nice. Because you may have landed at this terminal, but your connecting flight is all the way on the other side of fucking Chicago. Yeah. I do like the fact of riding in a cab, though, because there was one time I had a 12-hour layover in Chicago.
Yeah.
So I went and left. I asked the cab driver, said, hey, take me somewhere. I said, I'm in Chicago. Might as well just go get a Chicago deep dish pizza.
Right.
I'm here. It's what they're known. It's one of the things they're known for. And as we were going out of the airport, fucking 747 on the overpass. I'm like, that's some funny shit. You know, you need. No, it's the only place I've ever been to where you're riding down the highway and a fucking airplane, a passenger jet, is flying over is riding over the overpass of the freeway. Okay. But that's my only story about Chicago. I've only been to O'Hare.
Yeah.
And that place he took me, thank God later I had a friend that was from Chicago, knew how to cook Chicago deep dish pizzas, Chicago style.
I can.
Because he actually made me one, because the place he took me to was this fucking rundown, nasty-ass joint that did not make good pizza. It's horrible.
I'll make you Chicago deep dish.
You know, but my friend of mine, spot on.
So, moving on to the next story. So, this one was a really weird one.
This upsets me because it involves my favorite thing in the whole wide world.
Cheesecake.
I love cheesecake, as you can't tell. I'm a Philadelphia guy. Cheesesteaks, cheesecakes. Okay?
So apparently this woman found somebody who looked just like her. This woman lived in Queens. And the other one was in the Bronx. Sees a look-alike, decides to go ahead, chat her up, everything like that. Then decides to go and go to her house and gives her a cheesecake that's laced with Russian poison.
Goddamn Russians made it into our news story 3 times tonight.
Fucking Russians. I mean...
Well, who the fuck... Who in the fuck is that dedicated to go get poison? What do you think? It's not going to get traced? Now you're talking about a fucking poison that's not common. No. You just guaranteed you're going to get caught.
Yeah.
It's not like you took rat poison, mashed it up, and mixed it in. No. You could get that anywhere.
Exactly.
But a specific poison that comes from Russia, you might as well be Wile E. Coyote on the side of the fucking highway with a sign going, I did it. Because, I mean, it's not like it's going to be hard to track that down.
No, not at all. So, I mean, just the fact that it was with a fucking cheesecake. Now, granted, the woman who did get poisoned didn't make it through. And that's the whole reason why this woman got fucking arrested. Because she was able to go ahead and identify who it was.
Not to mention the fact she used a very specific poison.
Very specific fucking Russian. But it's because they were both Russian. They both looked alike, similar fucking traits.
Were they hot? Did you see pictures?
I saw pictures of the one who did it.
Was she good looking?
She was alright.
Oh.
Damn. She was alright.
I'll go bail her out.
Had the Russian nose.
Oh.
Yeah.
But did you fucking ruin cheesecake?
Fucking cheesecake.
Cheesecake's like the greatest fucking thing in the world. Like, I think we could end world wars if we just serve fucking cheesecake at a sit down. Nobody give a fuck about the war anymore.
Or I'll just make my bread.
Well, your bread works too.
I mean, that brings a whole new meaning to breaking bread with your bread. So.
You know, but still, cheesecake is my favorite fucking thing in the whole wide world.
He got a whole fucking cheesecake for his birthday.
Yeah, damn right. I ate the bitch.
He finished it last night.
I finished that bitch last night. I don't even cut pieces out.
I
take a fucking spoon or a fork and fucking eat it straight out of the tin.
I walked in at fucking 1:30 in the morning yesterday. He's passed out on the fucking couch right over there with Hunt for Red October playing on the fucking TV. Empty pie tin right next to him.
I was in fucking pain. I took painkillers and wanted fucking cheesecake. Okay, when I go down, you know, I make sure I'm in enjoyment land. You know, but yeah, no, you don't fuck with cheesecake, man. There are so many other cool, creative fucking ways to poison people than to fucking ruin a cheesecake.
But there is one other thing that you don't fuck with. Do you know what that is?
What?
Meatballs.
No, you don't fuck with meatballs either.
Which brings us to our next story.
Who the fuck you fucking with meatballs over here?
So apparently there's a guy in Pennsylvania who is now dubbed the Meatball Thief.
This guy.
So apparently
this fucking guy.
So apparently this one guy was making homemade meatballs in his fucking garage. Marinara sauce and
fucking
all.
Greatest sanitary place in the fucking world to make fucking meatballs is in your fucking garage.
So dude goes inside the house, looks through the window, and he sees this dude standing there right in his fucking driveway with fucking red sauce all over his fucking face.
Dude went fucking bobbing for meatballs, and we're not talking down on the fucking weird district.
And the fucking pot, big ass fucking pot, is already in the fucking street. Dude went ahead and stole all the fucking meatballs and ate them right then and there.
The fucking guy wanted some meatballs.
Got arrested and is put on, what was it, $250,000 bond?
$250,000 fucking bond for stealing meatballs.
Stealing fucking meatballs.
Yeah. They fucking take meatballs seriously over there.
I mean, then again, it is Philadelphia, and, you know, they love their subs.
No, it wasn't Philadelphia because it just says PA. There's a lot of...
No, it's Philadelphia.
Okay, because there's like... That's kind of like making that reference, oh, it's in Philadelphia because it was PA.
No,
it's like when people say, oh, I lived in Nevada. Well, how's Vegas? Fuck you. I didn't live there.
I put PA because it was in Pennsylvania.
Well, I know that. Philadelphia is in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was in Philly.
So, there are other towns, too.
Yeah, no, but it was in Philly.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Philly not exactly known for its meatballs.
Yeah. But there's this one dude apparently decided to make fucking meatballs.
There is a lot of fucking Italians in Philadelphia, though. I will tell you that. Yes. There's a lot of fucking Italians in Philadelphia.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, so it doesn't surprise me there was a guy making fucking meatballs in a garage in fucking Philadelphia.
Now, getting into our last story.
Oh, we're moving on from the meatball thief, huh? Yeah.
I mean, there really isn't much.
We can't go much more with that story. Guy fucking gets caught, fucking red sauce. He got caught, red-faced.
Red-faced,
not red-handed. Red-faced.
So, moving on to our last story. So, Amazon mogul Jeff
Actually,
Bezos.
I got another story that popped in my head that we'll cover after this, because it concerns you two.
Okay, so second to last. So, yeah, with mouthful of meat, balls.
Yep.
Mouthful of balls.
He got busted with fucking balls in his fucking mouth. Yeah. Fucking guy.
So, Amazon mogul Jeff Bezos decided that he's going to go ahead and build a 10,000-year clock.
Mm-hmm.
He's building it in West Texas. It's currently in production right now. It's being built. I think it's like halfway built already.
If you've ever been to West Texas, there's lots of places to build some shit.
So, it's being built from topside down, underground. And it's going to have different...
chambers?
Different chambers. And the way that it works, the reason why it's called a 10,000-year clock, is because the clock is only going to strike once a year. So as
the second hand is actually the year hand.
Yeah.
The second hand will only tick one time a year.
One time a year. So the way that works is one chamber will go ahead and be the 1 year. The next one's going to be the 10 year. Then it's going to be the 100 year. 1,000 year. And then 10,000 year. And I thought that was really fucking awesome because apparently this one guy, his name is Hannes. He's an architect and a designer. And he was trying to implement this about 20 years ago.
Mm.
So Jeff Bezos actually decided to go ahead and talk with him and make that dream a reality. And the whole reasoning behind it is because Jeff Bezos wants something that will be able to last for 10,000 years to show exactly the ingenuity of the human race.
Okay, so how's this thing powered?
It's powered just like a watch. It uses like the grandfather clock.
Okay.
So it has a weight system.
Okay.
Yeah, a weight and pulley system and apparently it's very fucking intricate. I was watching the video of them building it.
Yeah. It's amazing. You should watch a video about it. He did.
Yeah, I was watching the video on it, and it's pretty much like a weight and pulley system, kind of like a grandfather clock, and it's meant to go ahead and go every year that it's going to go ahead and chime, and it's going to chime in each of the prospective chambers. Now, the only thing about this is that the only way to get to it is the closest airport is 6 hours away from this place. So you had to drive 6 hours to get to this place.
Then you got to fucking hike.
Then you got to hike this rugged trail that's, I think it's like 400 or 500 feet above sea level. But it's all jagged and shit like that. But pretty much what it is kind of like a whole mecha thing.
So, but they're not saying you can't go see it.
No, they're not saying you can't go see it. It's meant for people to go and see it. Those who are actually willing to put in the time and do it. Yeah, solar power because it'll heat up the air down a sapphire prism that will change the pressure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so my question is this. Because ain't none of us that are alive today are going to be around when it hits the 100 mark.
Yeah.
Okay. Are they going to make sure that there's somebody that keeps up with this so it keeps working?
Yes, there's going to be a staff.
Because like the solar panel the solar panel itself can only operate for X amount of years before it has to be replaced.
Yeah, as far as I know that they do intend on having a planned staff that's constantly reoccurring.
There's the way that the whole, but still there still has to be somebody
checking the mechanics
to make sure the mechanics of all this are still functioning.
Yeah, so they do plan on having a staff of engineers.
Okay.
That are going to be dedicated just for this, and anytime that they need to replace somebody, there will be training and so on and so forth. So it's almost like
I'm about to say because
so
you're going to have to replace people.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a legacy project.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Got it.
I thought that was really fucking awesome, and I figured that that should be that.
There will be a religious cult that grows around it. Yeah, because there's going to be a religious cult that's going to believe the world comes to an end when it hits 10,000.
Oh, there's a religious cult for everything.
I mean, you just go to YouTube and type in religious cults. Of course, Jim Jones is going to be the first thing that pops up.
I mean, technically, I was part of a cult, but I'm no longer part of it.
And then of course the Heaven's Gate will be another one.
Yeah. Oh my god.
The We Ain't Coming Out people, the Branch Davidians in Waco.
Fucking lizard people. Building the hole, they're gonna find.
No. They're. I watched a documentary on a cult that believes that there is an alien race of lizard people that come to California to chill out with them. It's fucking a trip.
Oh great, my fucking home state. Fuck.
So anyway, so it's in West Texas, and
West Texas.
If you ever feel the urge to want to go up there and see it, you can. It's just gonna take some effort.
I wouldn't mind seeing it in my lifetime.
I don't think either one of us could probably make the trip.
I think we can. Well, we can motivate each other.
Yeah, we possibly can. The face of the clock will show the stars as they are in the sky the last time the clock was activated. Okay. Oh, that's that. Okay. But Ronan's talking about that one in Washington. I think I know about that.
I think that's a nuclear clock, right?
Look at Ramtha School of Enlightenment. Okay. Yeah, no, there's one. No. He's not talking about a clock. I think he's talking about that cult deal or whatever it is.
For the lizard people.
I don't know if it's lizard people or not, but I think I know what he's talking about.
We'll check it out.
But anyway, okay. So a side note story that broke a couple days ago, and it's it's a lizard people cult. Yeah. Anyway. Evidently, YouTube, the staff of YouTube, the word is floating around that they have hired people to go through and check content on stuff. Mm-hmm. And the group that they've done is left. They're very left wing. And they're going through and filtering out content.
So we might get shut down?
I don't know, but I'm just letting people know that have podcasts and stuff like that and watch things. If things like randomly just start disappearing because it was something that this group did not deem is acceptable on YouTube now, I don't know what to do. I don't know what the story is, and I'm still researching more of it, but it came out, I think, Thursday. That there's some kind of now it's like a subcontract group that YouTube is subcontracted or something that goes through and checks content. Like non-reported content. They just go through and check content.
I'm going to laugh if every episode that we have that has me in it gets deleted.
It suddenly gets flagged. Because obviously we're not liberal.
Well, no. What I'm saying is every episode that has me in it.
Oh, God, no, they're not.
Honestly,
No, you would be the only reason why the show would stay on, because then they say they can't kick you off because you're a minority.
Whatever. But I'm the one saying, don't do stupid shit.
Well, yeah. But,
You know?
I don't know. It's something I'm researching more into because it is a thing. It is, but I'm trying to find out more information about it. So I don't know why they've done this or what the deal is. But I guess evidently they've brought them in and they're going through and just looking at content at random, I guess. And if they don't like it, they delete it, or YouTube deletes it if they report it as being something off socially or some shit. I don't know. I mean, there's no safe place and puppies to pet here.
Yeah, no.
So, but other than that, that's all we got. I got nothing
So,
else.
Before we go ahead and
Where are we at subscriber
we
count?
are currently at 68 subscribers.
All right, cool. So we gained another one.
So we need 32 more.
And then we get to change the IR or the URL
Yes, to Gamers Presents.
to the Raj and Rich Show.
But-
YouTube.com/Raj and Rich Show.
But people like the Gamers Presents.
But people also like the Raj and Rich Show.
But they like the Gamers Presents better.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
They like it because I'm controversial.
Yeah, they do like it because of you.
Yeah. So, it's just because I'm controversial.
Yeah. But also, when we go ahead and hit 100, we're going to do a giveaway.
We are.
Yeah, so we will be giving away a brand new Toyota.
Yes, brand new. Make sure though if you subscribe to the channel, make sure we can see who the fuck you are, because we do have a bunch in there that it says that you have hidden your identity. So, no, we're not giving away $100,000.
No, just a brand new Toyota.
I got $130,000 in theater money, movie money.
That'd be cool.
Oh, speaking of movie, real quick, I was making a delivery at this Asian grocery, and right next door they were filming an episode of what is it, the other Walking Dead?
Oh, Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah, they're filming a lot of that shit in in Austin right now. They were filming next door to me.
Nice.
Yeah, and I was like, the problem was I guess nothing cool in the scene they were shooting happened. Because there's like no yelling and screaming and people getting murdered or anything, or brutally killed. And it was in the probably most shitty fucking hotel in North Lamar where they shot this at.
That would make a lot.
It was like the shittiest hotel that's on North Lamar down in 78752. I mean, so, but yeah, Fear the Walking Dead, yeah, they are casting extras in Austin at the moment. Yeah, it's that there are so many homeless people around that area. I'm pretty sure it wasn't hard to get zombies.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't.
No.
But yeah, so they were filming something. I ended up having to take like fucking 4 blocks around to get back to the grocery store because they had all these roads blocked off and there's fucking production trucks everywhere.
Nice.
You know, but I didn't get to see anything cool on it. Just they were doing something. I don't know. So, but anyhow, folks, that's it. That's the end of our show, ladies and gentlemen. We strung at least 4 people along for the ride. We had much more earlier, but I think we put them to sleep, and their YouTube.
I think they realized. I think they realized who was on, and they're like,
no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they probably saw like, hey, cool, Raj. Oh, there's Rich.
No,
Fuck.
They're like, yay, Rich. Oh, fuck. What the fuck's that?
No, it's the other way around. It's the other way around.
Nah.
Oh, shut up. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a wonderful rest of your weekend. If you are not off, have a good day at work, or if you're slacking off at work watching us right now, fucking amen. Hope we made it somewhat interesting. We made the time go by. Other than that, for everything and anywhere and all that, I'm Rich.
I'm Raj.
And we're saying good night. Bye.